Chapter 433. Xiao Runing glanced at Lin Xian, and then the corners of her mouth curled up. Pour it yourself. Lin Xian. Wah. That's heart-wrenching. Lin Xian clutched his chest. Actually, these girls couldn't be blamed for wanting to see Lin Xian embarrass himself, or for targeting Lin Xian. The main reason was that Lin Xian often teased them, and even touched them. This made them unhappy, and in order to vent their anger, they targeted Lin Xian. This was normal. For example, when Lin Xian pinched Xiao Runing's butt, Lin Xian was very happy, but Xiao Runing must have been very angry, so she could only choose such a simple way to vent her anger. But obviously it was very useful. They didn't have to choose something too excessive. Just seeing Lin Xian's expression was enough. Okay, I'll remember it. Lin Xian then sat on the chair next to Han Chuxue. Damn it. One day, not only will I make Xiao Runing pour water for me, but I'll also make her do something else every day. What else do you want to do after you remember it? Xiao Runing glared at Lin Xian. She felt that Lin Xian's words had a hidden meaning. Coupled with his previous behavior, she felt that he had some bad thoughts about her. Remember, when you come to my house in the future, I won't pour water for you. Lin Xian said. Why didn't Xiao Runing believe him? Okay, Miss Xiao, don't bother with him. Let's talk about our own things. Ling Ying said. It seemed that she still had a lot of resentment towards Lin Xian. Xiao Runing nodded. Little Chuxue, you have to pay attention to me. Lin Xian said to Han Chuxue, feeling wronged. He deliberately let Ling Ying and the others hear. Yes. Han Chuxue nodded slightly. Ling Ying. Ah. Lin Xian was doing this on purpose. Xiao Runing was already used to Lin Xian's shamelessness. She helplessly shook her head. She definitely couldn't let him get first place in the Tianwu assembly. She suddenly wondered if this was what a teacher should think of her student. Miss Xiao, what's the situation with the Tianwu conference? Ling Ying asked curiously. Lin Xian also pricked up his ears to listen. After all, this was what they were here for. Xiao Runing said. Actually, there are a lot of changes to the Sky Martial Arts Conference this time. Up until now, there are a total of 280 people who have signed up for the Sky Martial Arts Conference in Tianhua City. The deadline for signing up is the same as before. A 1v1 duel? Xiao Runing took a sip of tea and nodded. Yes, it's still a 1v1 duel. In the past, the Sky Martial Arts Conference could end in one day, but after the change, it will take 2 days. Moreover, it's life-threatening. Lin Xian. It can't be? Isn't it just a duel? Why is it life-threatening? Lin Xian was puzzled. Xiao Runing said. In the past, it was a 1v1 duel until the end. But this time, there are 280 people participating. The 1v1 duel will only decide the top 70 people. The second round will decide the top 10 from these 70 people, including the first place. Then how will it be decided? Ling Ying asked curiously. Go to the Sky Demonic Beast Forest and kill demonic beasts. The three of them were shocked. What's happening now? A normal 1v1 duel in the Sky Martial Arts Conference was enough. But now, they had to go to the Sky Demonic Beast Forest to kill demonic beasts? Xiao Runing nodded her head. Because the 1v1 martial arts competition is too one-sided. Only by fighting against truly powerful monster beasts and hunting them down can a martial artist's ability be fully reflected. Fighting with demonic beasts, or surviving in the Sky Demonic Beast Forest, is a test of all aspects. Therefore, the three major forces decided to do so. Then what if they die? Lin Xian asked. If they die, the three major forces will give them a pension. Of course, after the top 70 people are decided, they have the right to choose whether to continue or give up. Under such circumstances, the realm is no longer the most important thing. Of course, it's still very important. Xiao Runing said. Actually, it's pretty good. Ling Ying said after pondering for a while. Xiao Runing nodded her head. Yes, it's very good, because the situation of our human race is becoming more and more unfavorable. The three major forces are trying to find ways to improve everyone's strength. The previous Linfeng City operation, as well as the Heavenly Martial Assembly's reform, are all trends. In the future, there will be more, because they have discovered that too many so-called geniuses are actually flowers in a greenhouse. Only by constantly experiencing dangerous battles can they truly improve. Even if it's a duel, it has to be combined with this. Being afraid of death really can't improve the quality of the human race. I quite agree with this. Linging said. Yes, and if we don't improve now, it's too easy to die in the future. Then how will the top 10 be decided? Han Chushua asked. Xiao Runing said. For all the martial artists who agreed to enter the Sky Demonic Beast Forest, we have already marked out an area. This area has demonic beasts from the Qi Building Realm to the Mysterious Heaven Realm. As for the Lightning Tribulation Realm above the Mysterious Heaven Realm, it's possible that they exist, but it's very rare. We have already checked. As long as you don't leave this area, you'll be fine. Then she paused for a moment before continuing. All of you will enter the Sky Demonic Beast Forest from different positions. You will survive in the designated area for one day. This day is not only for survival, but also for killing demonic beasts. Kill all kinds of demonic beasts, and take out their demonic crystals. Every demonic beast has a different number of demonic crystals. In the end, we will calculate the total number of demonic crystals in each martial artist's hand and rank them. This is a very fair method. Lin Xian muttered. But it's very dangerous. Xiao Runing replied. It is indeed dangerous, but in fact it is not too dangerous. The Heavenly Demon Beast Forest is a place where many cultivators go to gain experience. Chushue, Ling Ying, and the others often go there when they were still in the mysterious body realm. The level of the demon beasts there is generally not too high, but there are many of them. It is a good place to gain experience. Since the top 70 cultivators are basically all at the high level of the mysterious body realm or the mysterious heaven realm, such a place is not too dangerous. So the danger can only come from accidents in the demonic beast domain. Ling Ying said. Xiao Runing nodded. Yes, and we will also ensure the safety of the martial artists. There will be powerhouses from the 3 great forces, and mentors from the 3 great academies, patrolling the entire Heavenly Demon Beast Forest. When the time comes, we will also provide you with equipment to contact your mentors. Basically, if you encounter any danger within 10 minutes, the closest support will be able to arrive and save you. 10 minutes. In fact, if the difference is not too great, and you want to run, then even if you encounter a profound Heaven Realm martial artist, you will still be able to hold them back. At that time, the 3 great forces will also provide you with some sort of life-saving item. In any case, your safety is basically guaranteed. Chapter 434. However, this wasn't good news for Lin Xian. What if Qin Xiaotian attacked him in the Sky Demon Beast Forest? But he didn't seem to be afraid. Why was Lin Xian panicking? Moreover, there was a way to contact the teachers of the 3 major powers. Those experts would wander around the Sky Demon Beast Forest, so Qin Xiaotian wouldn't dare to attack. The danger is basically guaranteed. Then you have to hunt demonic beasts. Remember, no matter how small the demonic beasts are, they are all points. If you don't kill them, they will be killed by others. As for the corresponding points, I don't know yet. Can we form a team? Lin Xian suddenly asked. Xiao Runing nodded. After entering the Sky Demon Beast Forest, you guys can do whatever you want. As long as you don't break any rules, it's fine. There aren't any rules. The main point is to kill demonic beasts in your own safety. Just these 2 points. Then if we form a team with a few experts, wouldn't we be in the top 10 for sure? Lin Xian shrugged and said. You think you are the only smart one? Ling Ying couldn't help but roll his eyes at Lin Xian. Aren't I very smart? Lin Xian blinked, and felt that it was quite good. When he formed a team with experts like Ling Ying and Han Chushue, their results would definitely be better than those of the other students. Miss Xiao, I suspect that this guy's brain isn't very good. What do you think? Ling Ying asked Xiao Runing. Xiao Runing pondered for a moment and nodded. And it's not very good. Lin Xian. 3 women in a drama, damn. No, Han Chushue didn't help them. So it was just 2 women. Little comrade Han is still the gentle and considerate one. Why is it not good? Xiao Runing looked at Lin Xian. You are usually so smart. Why are you so stupid at this time? Teaming up would only increase one thing. And that was the increase in safety. Think about it. If a person walks alone and encounters 20 demonic beasts in a day and kills all of them, there will be 20 demon crystals. Let's not talk about the grade of the demon crystals first. Then, you guys form a team of 3 and encounter 20 demonic beasts in a day. Then, the 20 demon crystals will be divided equally between the 3 of you. If we form a team, our results will be lowered. Isn't that right? Lin Xian slapped his forehead. That's right. How could he have forgotten about this? He always thought that with 3 people, they would be able to kill 3 times the number of demonic beasts, or even more, and it would be safer. However, that was not the case. They were going in to look for demonic beasts, not countless demonic beasts looking for them. The concept was different. As for the latter, the more people there were, the more they would kill. In theory, the demonic beasts were endless, but reality was always different. That's why it's best to act alone, if you're looking for results, Xiao Runing said. But I have to spend a day and a night alone in the heavenly demonic beast forest. I'm so lonely. Without the company of a girl, TSK. Lin Xian had an aggrieved look on his face. It's all right. There are countless demonic beasts accompanying you. When you want to rest, you'll be worried that you'll be surrounded by demonic beasts. You won't be lonely, Ling Ying said with a smile. Lin Xian. That seemed to be the case. Gather at the Sky Martial Court at 7 a.m. the day after tomorrow, and head to the martial arts arena together. With your strength, it won't be a problem for you to enter the top 70. The main thing is the heavenly demonic beast forest later. Strength is the most important factor. Luck might play a part as well. It will test your abilities in all aspects. I have confidence in all of you. After all, you often go out to train. Lin Xian. I say, Teacher Xiao. What do you mean by this reversal? Lin Xian asked awkwardly as he touched the tip of his nose. Xiao Runing looked at Lin Xian and said, Your combat strength is sufficient. However, in the demonic beast domain, combat strength is only one of the methods to save your life. I don't know much about your other abilities, so I won't comment. There were too many things that could pose a threat when one was out there alone. If one was strong enough to defeat the demonic beasts, that would not be a problem. However, demonic beasts were not the only things that could take one's life. Maybe the plant in front of you is a poisonous plant, but you don't understand it, and you die because of it. Maybe you meet someone else, and you might be tricked, or your life might even be in danger. This is just a simple point that might be related to your life. There are many tests that have nothing to do with your life, but there might be something very important, and this would always happen inadvertently. However, if everyone's strength wasn't too different, and they were alone in the demonic beast domain, without any help, they could only rely on themselves. Under such circumstances, it was more reliable to get into the top 10. For those experts, the 3 major forces, and those mentors, this kind of top 10 covered much more than the top 10 of a martial arts competition. Although they might not be able to see it, and although it might not be as direct as watching a martial arts competition, this was the reality. I feel that I'm stronger than the 2 girls beside me. Lin Xian coughed dryly. Han Qixue. Ling Ying. Xiao Runing could not help but laugh. It's not that I want to discourage you, but they started learning martial arts when they were a few years old. Before they were 10, they went to the demonic beast domain to hunt demonic beasts. When they were in their teens, I feel that there aren't many people on planet Aqua Blue who can compare to them in this aspect. What about you, Lin Xian? Speaking of this, it was a little awkward. To be honest, the number of times he went to the demonic beast domain could be counted on one hand. It could probably be counted on 2 hands. However, Lin Xian had lived one more life than them. They only said that they did not know. All right, I admit defeat. Lin Xian shrugged. What's your cultivation level now? Xiao Runing asked. Asking a cultivator's cultivation level was a taboo. However, Xiao Runing was different. Firstly, she was an instructor. Secondly, she was their friend. There was no need to be so many taboos. I'm at Mystic Heaven Realm 4 stars. Ling Ying said. Han Qixue said, Mystic Heaven Realm 2 stars. You ah. If there was nothing going on previously, you would probably be at least Mystic Heaven Realm 6 stars now. Xiao Runing said to Han Chuxue with some regret. She knew Ling Ying. She was quite lazy. However, she was strong. If she was not lazy, she would definitely not be slower than Han Chuxue in terms of cultivation. However, Han Chuxue was different. She cultivated like crazy before. Han Chuxue nodded slightly. How about you? Xiao Runing looked at Lin Xian. Mystic Heaven Realm 3 stars. Sorry to disturb you, Xiao Runing said helplessly. This Lin Xian was a true monster. How long ago was he in the Qi building realm? Of course, Xiao Runing felt that Lin Xian was definitely not in the Qi building realm. However, reality proved that he was not in the Qi building realm. At most he was in the mystic body realm. He might not have reached it yet. However, how long had it been? In terms of cultivation level, he was already on par with Ling Ying and Han Chuxue. Whether it was cultivation level or battle strength, he had reached the top of the advanced class. Without mentioning anything else, Xiao Runing really admired this. Chapter 435. Ling Ying and Han Chuxue both knew that Lin Xian had too many secrets, but Ling Ying knew even more. But the more she knew, the more mysteries Lin Xian had that she couldn't see through. Gene medicine, heavenly star fruit, what were these things? They had never heard of them before. What's Miss Zhao's realm now? Ling Ying asked curiously. 7 stars of the Thunder Tribulation realm. Xiao Runing said. Wow! You reached 7 stars of the Thunder Tribulation realm, just like that? According to Xiao Runing, the demon beast they encountered was at the high level of the Thunder Tribulation realm. At that time, she hadn't reached the high level of the mysterious heaven realm yet, and Ling Ying and the others were only a few stars of the mysterious body realm. They had all advanced by a large realm, which was around 10 stars. Only Lin Xian was more abnormal and advanced more. However, Xiao Runing was different. The amount of experience she needed to advance by 10 stars was many times more than Ling Ying and the others. However, she still advanced by so much. Why did Lin Xian feel that Xiao Runing was always at school and didn't have much time to grind levels? What do you mean you didn't say anything? Did you know when I went out to grind levels? Xiao Runing rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. So you're that kind of class representative? What do you mean? Xiao Runing asked, puzzled. We play together, but we're always secretly working hard. Xiao Runing said helplessly. I can't help it. As a teacher, I have to be at school. Basically, I'm used to going out to grind monsters every night. But the speed of her improvement was really terrifying. By the way, Miss Xiao, I have a question that I've been wanting to ask for a long time. Lin Xian. What is it? Lin Xian said. You're not that old, only about 3 years older than me. You're about the same age as my little fairy. You're so beautiful, and I feel like you're the daughter of a rich family. I can understand that you came here to grind monsters like Ling Ying and the others. But why do you want to be a teacher? Isn't this a waste of your energy and time? If you weren't a teacher, Miss Xiao, you'd probably be in the law realm already. A 24-year-old law realm, it was a terrifying thought. However, Lin Xian could definitely reach that level. Ling and the others could as well. That is a secret. Okay, you guys go back and prepare yourself. Wow. If you don't tell me, I will be very conflicted. I will always think. You'll slowly think about it. Ling Ying and Han Chuxue stood up and left after saying a few words. Teacher Xiao, don't forget our promise. Before Lin Xian left, he grinned at Xiao Runing, causing her pretty face to suddenly turn red. Bastard. You still remember? With Lin Xian's level of talent, with the rules of the Tianwu tournament, she really felt that Lin Xian had a high chance of getting first place. However, thinking about it, that might not be the case. There were too many experts in the 3 big academies this year. Just their Tianhua Academy alone had 3 super strong competitors. Xiao Runing could only pray that someone would stand up and not let Lin Xian get first place. As long as Lin Xian got into the top 10, and not first place, it would be fine. Besides the rewards and glory, the top 10 and first place did not have much of a difference. In other words, the top 10 and first place did not have much to do with each other. Everyone wanted to advance and go to the God's awakening door. As long as the top 10 advanced, They would work hard and enter the God's awakening door in the next tournament. Of course, for those who valued glory, the meaning was different. Hey, what's the deal between you and Miss Xiao? Just as they left, Linging elbowed Lin Xian's waist and asked curiously. Strange, why did Lin Xian have relationships with all sorts of beauties? Even a teacher would not be spared? F***ck. I told Miss Xiao that if I get first place in the Tianwu tournament, she will be my girlfriend. If I don't, I will agree to one of her conditions. Lin Xian. TSK, like hell I'll believe you. Linging snorted. Lin Xian. What the heck? In this day and age, no one would believe you when you speak the truth? He was speaking the truth. Tell me, what is it? Linging asked again. I told you. You don't believe me. Then Linging angrily stepped on Lin Xian's shoe, grabbed Han Chushua's arm and walked away. F***ck. Lin Xian looked bitterly at his own shoe. Ever since the number of girls around him increased, Lin Xian thought that he was only missing out on money and time. Who would have thought that it was his shoe? In the morning, Lin Xian stayed in Tianhua Academy to practice with Lu Yufan and Yi Yi. Rather than saying that it was practice, it was more like flirting. He took advantage of the girls in all sorts of ways. How did he do it? When he fought with them, he would secretly pinch their buttocks while dodging. After the fight, their faces would turn red. Those who did not know would think that it was because they were tired or hot. Who would have thought that it was because they were pinched? In the afternoon, he accompanied Lu Yufan and Yi Yi to eat a big meal, and spent more than 1,000 yuan. Xiao Tongtong. In the afternoon, Lin Xian came to the sacred palace. Wang Xintong had been in the monstrous beast domain frequently, and had also been cultivating in the sacred palace. Wang Xintong wiped the sweat off her forehead. When she saw Lin Xian, she was very happy. Then, she took the opportunity to deal with the monstrous beast virtual image in front of her, and ran over to Lin Xian to take the water that he handed to her. Why are you here again? Aren't you busy? Wang Xintong took a deep breath and wiped the sweat off her forehead. What can I be busy with? It's nothing more than teasing little sisters here and there. Teasing little sisters there. It's very relaxing. Wang Xintong cutely rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. Lin Xian released his eye of spiritual insight. She was already at the mysterious heaven realm 1 star. Lin Xian was also very pleased. What kind of state did Wang Xintong belong to? She had unlimited motivation. She felt that her water attribute and light attribute were not considered combat attributes. Therefore, she was cultivating these two attributes. She was crazily increasing her combat strength. If it wasn't a combat attribute, she would be at a natural disadvantage in battle. She needed to increase her combat strength to a level far higher than ordinary martial artists. At the very least, she had to make up for the disadvantage of her attributes. But how should she put it? Actually, each attribute had its own strong points. Water and light were both useful. The water attribute could heal, attack, and control. It was also considered a combat attribute, but it was more of a support attribute. Of course, the light attribute could also cause great damage to martial artists. Otherwise, why would it be below the dark attribute and above the lightning attribute? It was just that everyone was prejudiced by first impressions. If it wasn't the fire attribute, then the lightning attribute wasn't a combat attribute. Uncle Qin should have told you about the changes in the Sky Martial Conference, right? Lin Xian asked. Wang Xintong nodded repeatedly. He did. Therefore, I might have a chance to enter the top 10. Wang Xintong said with a smile. Chapter 436. Lin Xian pinched her pretty little nose and said, There will be a chance, but you have to be careful. I can't take care of you when you're inside. I don't need you to take care of me. Wang Xintong blushed at Lin Xian's actions. She slapped his hand away and mumbled, Okay. You don't need me to take care of you. After today's training, rest well tomorrow and prepare for the martial arts competition. Okay. Wang Xintong nodded. Do you want to relax tonight? Lin Xian revealed a mischievous smile. How do I relax? Wang Xintong looked at Lin Xian in confusion. Lin Xian then whispered something in her ear. Whoosh! Wang Xintong's little face instantly turned red, even to her ears. Pervert! Wang Xintong spat with a red face. How am I a pervert? I'm your boyfriend. Isn't this normal? I'm ignoring you. Wang Xintong then walked to the side and sat down, drinking water. If she really didn't want to talk to Lin Xian, he would definitely walk away. Girls were all reserved. To be honest, if Lin Xian really went to her place tonight, she wouldn't reject him. However, Lin Xian didn't go because he was purely joking and wanted to see her blush. It wasn't that Lin Xian didn't want to do it, but he felt that the time wasn't right. Moreover, he felt a little apologetic. It was better to let nature take its course. The two of you are flirting again? A voice sounded, and then Qin Feng walked over with a smile. Uncle Qin. Lin Xian and Wang Xintong called out in unison. Lin Xian respected Qin Feng. This man had given everything he had to humanity. Just this alone was enough to make anyone respect him. Moreover, he had helped Lin Xian a lot. No, we were just chatting. Wang Xintong hurriedly explained. Qin Feng smiled as he walked in front of them. Then, he reached out and patted Lin Xian's shoulder with a lot of strength. Not bad, you've become stronger again. Lin Xian scratched his head. I'm still a far cry from Uncle Qin. But when you reach my age, you will definitely be stronger than me. Lin Xian smiled bitterly. You should know about the new rules of the Tianwu assembly, right? Qin Feng looked at Lin Xian and asked. Lin Xian nodded. Got it. Well, with your ability, I think you'll have no problem getting into the top 10. I even think you'll have a place in the top 3. Among all the contestants in this year's competition, you're one of the ones I think the most highly of. Cough cough, Uncle Qin, don't tease me. Qin Feng shook his head. No, I don't like to beat around the bush, and I don't like to play along. If I say I think you're the best, then I think you're the best. Apart from you, only Han Chuxue, Ling Ying, and the others think highly of you. I'm ashamed. Qin Feng smiled. Then he looked at Wang Xintong and said, but Xintong isn't necessarily so. Her realm is passable, but after all, she has too little experience. Training in that kind of place for a day has too many things to test a warrior. In this aspect, Xintong is still very far from it. If you have the strength to spare, then help her. If you don't, then forget it. No need, I'll work hard. It doesn't matter if I'm in the top 10 or not. Wang Xintong wiped her fragrant sweat and said, that's not the same. Qin Feng shook his head and said, your hard work will make you an expert. After these days of teaching you, I found that your ability to learn new things is extremely strong. This means that the time you need to spend is much less than a normal warrior. Thus, I hope that you can enter the top 10 this time. Then, within a year, raise your level to a very high level and participate in the finals of the Tianwu conference. Although the possibility is very low, I feel that you really have a chance to enter the top 10. Wang Xintong never thought that Qin Feng's evaluation of her would be so high. Lin Xian understood. In this world, there was never a lack of geniuses, and there was never a lack of powerful people. However, in the process of growth, there was only one kind that was lacking, and that was Wang Xintong. She had a stronger determination than a normal warrior, and she had a more terrifying ability to execute and believe. Those so-called experts might have defeated a warrior of an empire and entered the top 10. They might be stronger than Wang Xintong now, but it was hard to say who would be stronger in a year's time. It was true that they were strong, but how many of them had the same belief as Wang Xintong? Lin Xian had it, but he probably couldn't compare to Wang Xintong. Lin Xian also admitted this. I know. She's my girlfriend. If I can help her, who else should I help? Lin Xian smiled. Also, Qin Feng patted Wang Xintong's shoulder and said sincerely, don't think that you're inferior just because you have the water and light attributes. There's no such thing. First, the light and water attributes aren't weak. In some aspects, they're even stronger than the lightning attribute. It depends on how far you can cultivate them. If you cultivate the light attribute well, your battle strength won't be lower than any other attribute. I can only tell you this. Second, there are no weak attributes in this world, only weak warriors. Wang Xintong nodded her small head heavily. I understand. Thank you, Uncle Qin. And, you two can continue to talk about love. Qin Feng smiled and then walked away. Did you hear that? There are no weak attributes, only weak warriors. Lin Xian pinched her soft pink cheeks and smiled. Got it. Let's go. Stop practicing. You must be hungry. I'll take you out for a feast. Although Lin Xian had already eaten, Wang Xintong looked like she hadn't eaten in the afternoon. Therefore, Lin Xian planned to take her out. Moreover, it wouldn't be good to be too tired. No need. You can go ahead. Although Wang Xintong also wanted to go out with Lin Xian, she thought that Lin Xian should have a lot of things to do. Even if he didn't, he should have a lot of other girls to accompany. Anyway, she probably knew something and didn't want to disturb Lin Xian. She didn't want to take up his time. She only felt that she was inferior to the other girls. In fact, that wasn't the case at all. I'll give you 1 minute to change. If you don't change, I'll strip you naked right now. Lin Xian threatened fiercely. Ah, Wang Xintong blushed again. 1 minute isn't enough. Then why aren't you going? Lin Xian smiled. Got it. Then, Wang Xintong ran into the changing room and changed into her youthful and beautiful clothes. As the number of girls around him increased, Lin Xian realized that he didn't have enough time to accompany them. Wouldn't it take half a day to accompany a girl? That didn't include the time spent having sex. Right now he really wished that he could clone himself. That way it would be much easier. Unfortunately, that was impossible. Chapter 437. Alright. Not long after, Wang Xintong walked in front of Lin Xian and shyly tidied up her messy hair. Let's go. Lin Xian then extended his arm to her. Wang Xintong hesitated for a moment, but still held on to Lin Xian's arm. Originally, Lin Xian wanted to take Wang Xintong out for a big meal to express his sincerity, but plans always changed. After the meal, Lin Xian even wanted to take her out to watch a movie and take advantage of her. Then they went to watch a movie. Of course, it was the last seat, but he didn't take advantage of Wang Xintong. All sorts of kisses, making her blush uncontrollably. In the end, when Lin Xian sent her home, Wang Xintong was still stunned. He went back just like that? It wasn't that Lin Xian didn't have feelings for her, but he didn't want to ruin her. At least not now. Having so many girlfriends at the same time, he still had to pick up other girls. This already made Lin Xian's heart feel guilty enough. Did he want to have sex with them one by one? That would make him feel even more guilty. Wang Xintong watched Lin Xian walk away through the upstairs window. Her little mouth couldn't help but pout. How should she put it? She was happy and disappointed. She thought that Lin Xian was going to do something to her tonight, but he didn't. This was disappointment. Girls were all reserved. Of course, they wouldn't take the initiative to mention this. However, she definitely liked Lin Xian a lot. As long as Lin Xian said something, she might resist a little because she was reserved, and then she would definitely go along with Lin Xian. But who would have thought that Lin Xian simply sent her home and didn't do anything? This was also the reason why she was happy. At least it proved that Lin Xian was a good person. He did not blindly want to possess her. Otherwise, let alone today, she would have been taken down by Lin Xian many days ago. Lin Xian realized that he really was a pervert. When they returned home, the sky was already dark. Lin Xian didn't take Wang Xintong to have dinner, because it was already 3 o'clock in the afternoon when they had dinner. It could also be considered dinner. Anyway, Wang Xintong didn't like to eat dinner. According to her, it was easy to gain weight after eating dinner. The key opened the door, and Lin Xian jumped into the house. Aribaldi, your handsome bee is back, Lin Xian shouted. Then, 6 pairs of eyes in the living room turned to look at Lin Xian. Lin Xian gulped. What the hell? Other than Ling Ying and Lin Ya, Ling Longshui, Ling Longyue, and Bing Lingyue actually came to his house. Han Chuxue probably came with Lin Xian. Why did they all choose to gather here at this time? This surprised Lin Xian. The 6 of them looked at Lin Xian, as if they were looking at an idiot. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose awkwardly, and put down his hand. Why are you all here? Lin Xian coughed dryly, and sat down on a small stool opposite them. Oh my god. Lin Ya, Ling Ying, Han Chuxue, Ling Longshui, Ling Longyue and Bing Lingyue. These 6 women sitting together. It was so beautiful that he couldn't stand it. Really? Any one of these 6 women would be a goddess on planet Aqua Blue. Lin Xian really couldn't believe that these women had a relationship with him. Among the 6, 2 of them had already had a relationship with him. Especially that Linglong Shui. TSK. Logically speaking, Linglong Shui's temperament was superior to theirs. However, at this moment, Linglong Shui didn't reveal much of her noble temperament. The same went for Bing Lingyue. What was more stunning was their appearance. Of course, there was also that little girl Ling Longyue. Maybe it was because she was in someone else's house, or because there were too many people around. She actually sat there quietly and obediently watching TV, while listening to everyone's conversation. Ling Ying and Lin Ye had seen Linglong Shui and Bing Lingyue before. They were very stunning in that musical. How should they put it? In terms of appearance, these women were actually on par. Each of them had their own characteristics. It was really hard to say who was prettier. However, Linglong Shui and Bing Lingyue were superior to Lin Ye, and the rest in many aspects. After all, they were at most in the mysterious heaven realm. Linglong Shui and Bing Lingyue were in the absolute void realm, heavenly venerable realm, and one of them was once an empress. This level of state of mind, temperament, and behavior was not something that ordinary humans could compare with. This was very normal. If Ling Ying and the rest had reached this level, had such a state of mind, and had such a status, they would also be incomparably noble. However, to Lin Xian it didn't matter. After all, they were all his women. No matter if they were young or old, they were all his. Wahahaha. When Lin Ye saw Linglong Shui and the rest, they were wearing caps and couldn't show their true charm. Moreover, the lights in the conference hall were dim. However, when she saw Linglong Shui and Bing Lingyue today, Lin Ye was really shocked. Weren't they too beautiful? And with such temperament, she could tell at a glance that they were the daughters of some super big family with a high status. How did Lin Xian have a relationship with such perfect women? Even that little girl was incomparably exquisite. When she grew up, she would definitely not lose to them. Linglong Shui glanced at Lin Xian and said quietly, "I had some matters to attend to, so I came to visit. I think you guys are here to scrounge for food." Lin Xian crossed his legs and shook them as he spoke. Ling Ying and Han Chuxue also had their own thoughts. Today they really saw Linglong Shui and the rest's perfection. Even Han Chuxue and Ling Ying really felt inferior for the first time. To be able to make women like them feel inferior, one could imagine how noble these 2 women's temperament was. Some kind of perception between women was the most sensitive. Then, Ling Ying was super unhappy. Why does Lin Xian know such beauties outside? Of course, she knew that these 2 were the fairy sisters that she had mentioned before. It was just that this time she really saw them clearly. They were indeed fairy sisters. Han Chuxue also had an indescribable feeling. Little Xian. Hearing Lin Xian's words, Lin Ye reprimanded him. Lin Xian turned his head to look at Linglong Shui and asked, "Ahem, you guys came as guests, right?" Ling Ying was about to laugh to death. This Lin Xian was really interesting. He was still so funny in front of such a goddess sister. Was he stupid or pretending? He even asked them if they brought any gifts. We brought." Linglong Shui was slightly stunned, then nodded and said. In front of Lin Ye, she tried her best to hide her noble temperament, and tried her best to appear more ordinary. Otherwise it would be impolite. She was a guest, and her temperament was so noble. Although it wasn't her fault, she thought of this point. Chapter 438. Where is it? Where is it? Hearing this gift, Lin Xian's eyes almost lit up. Others might not know, but Lin Xian was very clear. This was a gift from a virtuous realm, and a sky sovereign realm cultivator. It was very scary. Lin Xian was thinking about this. Because of her conversation with Ling Longyue had a lot of prejudice against Lin Xian. However, she turned a blind eye to it. She ate the fruits on the table, and watched the TV obediently. Little Xian. Ling Ye helplessly rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. They were important guests. How could he be like this in front of guests? The main thing was that Lin Ye didn't know how close Lin Xian was with them. In fact, they weren't close. He only knew Linglong Shui, and Linglong Shui was the only one among the 3. Lin Xian didn't care too much about this. He only cared about the good things they brought. Little fairy, it's okay. I have a good relationship with them. There's no need to be so formal. Right, Xiao Linglong? Lin Xian raised his eyebrows at Linglong Shui. Linglong Yue looked at TV and heard Lin Xian's words. She cutely wrinkled her little nose. She didn't agree. Who had a good relationship with him? If it wasn't for her sister, she wouldn't have cut Lin Xian into pieces. How dare he peek at her sister? Damn it. And here were all the girls around Lin Xian. His words and actions could have a special effect on one of them. For example, when Lin Xian said that they had a good relationship, Ling Ying and Han Chuxue would feel uncomfortable. Especially Ling Ying. Her man said that he had a good relationship with a girl who was more outstanding, more beautiful, and more perfect than her. Of course she would feel uncomfortable. Ding. Sense Ling Ying's jealousy, scumbag value plus 10,000. Ding. Sense Ling Ying's disappointment, scumbag value plus 10,000. This was the first time Lin Xian had felt such disappointment from Ling Ying. Jealousy suited her, but disappointment. Previously, Lin Xian had also had an ambiguous relationship with many girls. At most, she was unhappy and jealous, but she would not be disappointed. Perhaps there was, but not to this extent, right? To be honest, in Lin Xian's eyes, Ling Ying had always been a heartless person. When he looked over, he could also see the disappointment in Ling Ying's beautiful eyes. For some reason, Lin Xian's heart ached for her. He was really a jerk. He had such a good girl, but he was still not satisfied and was still messing around outside. But Lin Xian had no choice. Ling Ying was really very good. In any case, Lin Xian felt that he was already very satisfied with having her. The more he interacted with her, the more he liked this girl. Moreover, as a woman, how many people in the world would indulge their man to do something outside? There were, and there were definitely quite a few. But those women were not good people. Ling Ying was different. Therefore, when Lin Xian saw the disappointment in her eyes, he felt guilty. Extremely guilty. Ling Ying saw Lin Xian's gaze, and the disappointment in her eyes disappeared. Then, she glared fiercely at Lin Xian, using her barbaric side to cover up her weak side. Lin Xian gave her a gentle smile, but it made Ling Ying suspicious. What was with Lin Xian's gentle smile? Logically speaking, if she stared at him, Lin Xian should stare back. But what was with that damn gentleness? Who was that? Hurry up and get out of Lin Xian's body. Lin Xian really didn't mean anything else. He just felt that it was a blessing to have a girlfriend like Ling Ying. Linglong Shui then nodded slightly and said, "Yes, Lin Xian helped me a lot before." Linglong Shui didn't mention how good her relationship with Lin Xian was. She only said that he helped her a lot. Bing Lingyue also said, "Not only did he help Linglong, but he also helped me a lot." For Bing Lingyue, Lin Xian waking her up should be a big help, right? Although it was Linglong Shui who helped, Lin Xian also contributed a part of it. I'm embarrassed by what you guys are saying. Hearing Lin Xian's words, Ling Ying couldn't help but roll her eyes. Then, Lin Xian's next sentence almost made her laugh out loud. "Since I've helped you guys a lot, what are you waiting for? Where's the reward?" Lin Xian said as he made a gesture of rolling money. Linglong Shui. Bing Lingyue. Han Chuxue also revealed a slight smile. This was really strange. Logically speaking, when a guy met a goddess of this level, he would kneel down and lick their boots. Lin Xian didn't kneel down and lick their boots. He even teased them. This was really interesting. "Xian, we don't help people for the sake of reward." Linye tried to reason with Lin Xian again. To be honest, Linye didn't just play the role of a sister, she also played the role of a mother. She would often preach to Lin Xian. Of course, Lin Xian didn't have any objection because what she said made sense. Lin Xian listened to her. "Little fairy, I understand." Lin Xian nodded obediently and said. Linglong Shui and Bing Lingyue glanced at Lin Xian. This was the first time they saw Lin Xian admit defeat in front of others. But Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose, and then saw some exquisite bags and boxes on the shoe cabinet. Then he rushed over. "I still want to see the gifts." Wahahaha. They couldn't help but smile. Linye couldn't stop Lin Xian, but they were used to it. Damn. In the first bag, there was an exquisite box. Inside were a few purple fruits that Lin Xian was familiar with. Last time, Linya ate these fruits and advanced to the arcane body realm. Immortal fruits. It was indeed Linglong Shue's work. Heaven's Wrath Needle. In the other small box, Lin Xian opened it and saw a Heaven's Wrath Needle. He was excited. Linglong Shue said, "This is yours last Heaven's Wrath Needle. Aren't you going to participate in the Tianwu conference? With this Heaven's Wrath Needle, you'll be safer." Linglong Shue said faintly, "Thanks." Lin Xian didn't hesitate to put away the Heaven's Wrath Needle. Then he took the 3 purple fruits and threw them to Linya. Ling Ying and Han Chushua each had one. He didn't need it. After all, he was a man. Moreover, Ling Ying was disappointed. He should give her what she deserved. "Little Xian, you're wrong," Linya said seriously. Bing Lingyue smiled and said, "It doesn't matter." Just like what Lin Xian said, we don't care about these things. When friends are together, they should be comfortable and follow their hearts. If friends are restrained, then they can't be called friends. Linya understood, but she wasn't familiar with Linglong Shue, so she felt that something was wrong. "Lingyue, you're right. If you don't mind, then it's fine," Linya said faintly. "Of course it's fine," Bing Lingyue said with a smile. Chapter 439. Lin Xian then came over and said, "Little Fairy has eaten this fruit before. Little Ying, little Chushua, try it. Maybe you'll be surprised." Forget it. Eating the gifts they brought in front of the guests while Linglong Shue and the others could only watch. That was impolite. They were not in the wrong, and neither was Lin Xian. Lin Xian felt that Linglong Shue and the others did not need to follow the rules. Moreover, Lin Xian knew that they did not care about these things, and he was even more aware of their realm. Ling Ying and the others did not know about these things. "All right. Pretend I didn't say anything." Lin Xian shrugged. At least Linglong Shue still had some conscience, and even gave him a Heaven's Wrath Needle. He was still happy. "Ahem, you guys chat. I'm going to lie down for a while. I'm tired." Then Lin Xian decisively left. If he appeared with these 6 women, it would obviously be a disaster. The best choice was to run away quickly. Moreover, if he did not run away, he might have to cook. He did not want to. After that, Lin Xian returned to his room, closed the door, and happily took out his phone to play a game with Lu Yufan. As for the rest of them, let nature take its course. What did it have to do with him? It was comfortable and comfortable. "Are you hungry? Little Ing, accompany everyone and chat. I'll go make some food," Linya said as she got up. "No need, I'm just here to sit. There's no need to trouble yourself," Linglong Shue quickly said. "We haven't eaten yet. Since you're here, why don't we eat together?" "Sister Linya, let me help you," Ling Ying said. "No need, I can do it alone. You take care of the guests." Then Linya put on an apron and walked into the kitchen. Ling Ying still felt that it would take a lot of time for Linya to cook for 7 people. She would also be very tired, so she definitely needed help. "Chushua, why don't you chat with Sister Linglong and the others? I'll go help Sister Linya," Ling Ying said. "Let's go together." Han Chushua didn't know them, so she didn't know what to talk about. "Oh, isn't it good to watch TV?" Ling Longyue said quietly. Therefore, Lin Xian knew his place and slipped away in advance. Now he was happily playing games in his room. Ling Ying opened the door and walked in. "Hey, they're all your friends. We don't even know each other. If you don't entertain them, who will entertain them?" Ling Ying nudged Lin Xian. "It's okay, just let them sit there." "That won't do. Either you go and entertain them, or I'll go and entertain them. You go and help big sister Linya cook. You choose," Ling Ying said angrily. "Dear Fan, I'll slip away first. The tigress at home cares about me." With that, Lin Xian put away his phone. "Who are you calling a tigress?" Ling Ying glared at Lin Xian. "I said you're a little cutie. Go, hurry up and entertain them. I'll go and help big sister Linya cook." Then, Ling Ying walked out, and Lin Xian followed closely behind. In the living room, Linglong Shue and the others sat on the sofa and watched TV. Han Chushua was very embarrassed. She wanted to help in the kitchen, but Linya rejected her, so she could only sit there. Friendship between women could come very quickly. For example, Wow, your bag is so pretty. Friendship between women could come very quickly. However, one of them was a noble empress. One of them was a noble virtuous realm expert. One of them was a proud little lowly. And the other was Han Chushua. How could they find a topic to talk about? Seeing Lin Xian walk out, Han Chushua heaved a sigh of relief. At least he could talk to Linglong Shui and the others. Even if Han Chushua didn't say anything, it was better than watching TV awkwardly. I wonder if there's a big sister here, who can give me a chest to lean on. Lin Xian said as he sat down beside Han Chushua. The others looked at Lin Xian silently, and then no one said anything. Lin Xian. Hey, can you guys talk to me? Lin Xian wasn't afraid of this awkward situation, because he wasn't afraid of embarrassment, especially when it came to these girls. Can you stop talking and disturb me watching TV? Linglong Yu turned her head and looked at Lin Xian with disdain. What was very awkward was that Lin Xian couldn't retort this girl for the time being. That feeling was very uncomfortable. Because this girl was different, he couldn't afford to offend her. You err, Linglong Shui said with a slight reproach, but more importantly, it was to remind her. After all, Linglong Shui still needed Lin Xian's help. Okay. Linglong Yu pouted, and then silently ate her banana. Lin Xian, other than visiting today, there's also something I need your help with. Say it. Lin Xian looked at Linglong Shui's beautiful face. Do you still have that thing from before? Because you heir's purity is about the same, so, if you don't then forget it. I'm just saying. Linglong Shui was also a little embarrassed. She was a virtuous realm expert, and yet she had repeatedly asked Lin Xian for help. This was also her first time. Although Linglong Yu didn't seem to care, she still listened carefully. She definitely wanted her space attribute to reach the large success stage. I do. Lin Xian said decisively. To Lin Xian, this attribute increasing potion wasn't worth much. It was only 5 million scum points. It was different from the Sky Star fruit. No matter how much he exchanged, the attribute increasing potion would still be 5 million scum points. Hearing Lin Xian's words, Linglong Shui was pleasantly surprised. It was really a surprise. She didn't have too many restraints. There were only her parents, the matter of the Heavenly Fox clan many years ago, and her sister. If her sister's space attribute reached the large success stage, Linglong Shui would be able to do what she wanted to do with peace of mind. Although it might be dangerous, and she might die somewhere, at least she would have the ability to protect herself. It was awkward to say. If Lin Xian knew about this, he would definitely vomit blood. To Linglong Shui, a heavenly venerable realm, and a large success stage spatial attribute was only enough for her to protect herself? What about him? However, this kind of thing varied from person to person. At Linglong Shui's realm, she could come into contact with more things. She knew very well that even a heavenly venerable realm expert was nothing in front of some people. Provoking a virtuous realm expert, or a heavenly Tao realm expert was also an ant. And with her sister's troublemaking personality, she was also worried. Then, can you? Linglong Shui nodded slightly and looked at Lin Xian. She was really embarrassed. Of course. But what can your sister give me? Linglong Shui, who was beside them, was stunned. What were they talking about? Bing Lingyue was more in charge of being pretty. Being pretty was enough. Chapter 440. Hearing Lin Xian's words, Ling Longyue turned her head to look at him. What do you want? Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. Little girl, you and your sister are the ones begging me now, not the other way around. You have to change your tone. Ling Longyue clenched her teeth and recalled her promise to Linglong Shui. Then she lost her temper. Although she was unhappy, she would really like it if she could master her space attribute. Moreover, she would not let Linglong Shui down. Then what do you want? Ling Longyue's tone softened and Bing Lingyue's lips curled up slightly, revealing a gentle smile. Linglong Shui was also pleased. This sister of hers knew her limits. Lin Xian rubbed his chin and kept his eyes on Ling Longyue. What did he want? He did not know, and did not know what else they had. Even if they had something, whether Lin Xian could use it was another matter. Therefore, Lin Xian chose another method. Now it was indeed possible to exchange for something good. There was nothing wrong with it. It felt like a huge profit, and it was indeed a profit. But on second thought, if these two girls became my women, then wouldn't their things be my things? He could take as much as he wanted, and this mission must be completed. Therefore, Lin Xian did not choose to take anything. I want you to serve me for 7 days. Lin Xian looked at Ling Longyue and said, Dream on. Ling Longyue was instantly unhappy, asking her, a noble void fox, to serve a lowly human? Don't even think about it. Then forget it. Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders. You are. Ling Longyue looked at Ling Longyue and said, Sister, he is obviously making things difficult for me. Ling Longyue said to Ling Longyue with grievance. Is it difficult to serve you for 7 days? Ling Longyue asked. Ling Longyue opened her small mouth. Lin Xian nodded and said, Yes, it's not difficult. You can help me bring tea and water, wash my clothes, wash my fruits, peel them, and so on. It's very simple. I'm being merciful and want to give you some simple tasks so that your life won't be in danger, and you won't have to give up any treasures to make your space element great success. But you're saying that I'm making things difficult for you. How interesting. Of course, Lin Xian's intentions were not as simple as he thought. The reason why he gave up on the possibility of obtaining a powerful treasure was because he wanted to use this kind of intimate contact to increase his favorability with Ling Longyue. Now this girl's favorability was still at 0. Lin Xian was also helpless. She had to complete this mission, right? She would not be able to take it if her level was reset to 0. Now Ling Longyue was on the right track. Her favorability had reached 30. 30 might not be much, but for a goddess of this level, 30 favorability was enough to satisfy Lin Xian. As for Bing Lingyue, her favorability had increased inexplicably. Lin Xian did not feel that he was deliberately trying to increase her favorability, but her favorability had reached 25. This was an unexpected gain. Therefore, Lin Xian did not have any extravagant hopes of being able to woo Ling Longyue. It was too difficult. He only felt that it would be a success if he could increase Ling Longyue's favorability to 20 or 30. As long as her favorability reached this point, he could slowly increase it. For example, with Ling Longyue now, Lin Xian felt that he was very confident that he could get her. God knows where his confidence came from. Ling Longyue lowered her little head. It was not difficult. Ling Longyue was even worried that Lin Xian would take away some of her treasures. She only wanted to serve him for 7 days. To be honest, she would not lose anything. Then, she would be able to achieve great success in her space attribute. Normal people would think that it was a great deal. However, she was a void fox. In other words, she had her own pride. Asking a void fox, who was in the heavenly venerable realm, to serve a lowly, ant-like human in her eyes, she really could not do it. In fact, if she did not put on airs, she would have done it. Normally, if Lin Xian asked Ling Longyue to serve him for 7 days, according to the previous Ling Longyue, she would definitely not agree. However, if she was given a choice now, she would hesitate and then agree. This was because she needed to achieve great success in her space attribute. At the same time, she had to have one thing. Her relationship with Lin Xian had taken a qualitative leap. Thinking about it, it was really a qualitative change. When they met in Deep Cold Valley, Lin Xian said a few words, and she was already filled with killing intent. But now, it was hard to believe that they were the same person. All right. Ling Longyue raised her head and looked at Ling Longyue. Then she chose to compromise. Han Qishue had heard the entire conversation between them and was a little confused. However, with her intelligence, she could roughly guess some things. At least, she felt that Ling Longyue, Ling Longyue, and Bing Lingyue were not ordinary people. Ling Ying knew about them, but she did not tell Han Qishue. Hearing Ling Longyue's words, Lin Xian was happy. He did not feel regretful, because he could not get any treasures or heaven and earth spirit items. This was because the most important thing now was to raise the favorability of these 3 girls. Then he could get them into his hands. At least, he would not have to worry about leveling up. Then Lin Xian would be able to do more things. Otherwise, if he leveled up, no amount of treasures would be of any use. But, Ling Longyue pointed at Lin Xian and said unruly, "You can't make things difficult for me. I can serve you tea and water, but you can't make me do anything overboard. Lin Xian nodded. Don't worry. You're usually with your sister in Bing Bing. I don't have much time to be with you. If something happens, I won't appear at your place for a few days. I'm obviously letting you off easy. Humph. Ling Longyue snorted proudly. But I won't make you do anything overboard. You have to respect me, do you hear me? Che. Ling Longyue snorted in disdain. How could she avoid Fox, be so respectful to a lowly human? How was that possible? All she had to do was serve him tea and water. Xiao Linglong, look at your sister. It seems like our deal is not going to be completed. Lin Xian said to Ling Longshui. Ling Longshui could not understand Lin Xian's intentions. Such a precious item, and all he wanted was for Ling Longyue to serve him for a few days? She really did not understand why Lin Xian would make such a choice. What could he get in return? Ling Longshui could not see through this young man anymore. He had all sorts of mysterious treasures, obedience sprays, and now, he could easily help her achieve large success in the virtualized realm space attribute. And now, he didn't want anything, and only wanted Ling Longyue to serve her for a few days. Or did he really not lack treasures? Chapter 441. Ling Longshui stopped thinking about it, and looked at Ling Longyue. She really felt that it was nothing. As long as Lin Xian didn't do anything overboard, she would give it to him for free. Furthermore, Ling Longshui would definitely not let Lin Xian give it to her for free. Although on the surface, Ling Longshui would only serve Lin Xian for a few days, she would definitely give Lin Xian something in the future. This was because she couldn't get over it. Little did she know that the free things she thought would cost her sister in the end. Ling Longyue saw Ling Longshui's gaze and shrunk her head. It wasn't that she was afraid of Ling Longshui, but she was worried that Ling Longshui would be disappointed and disappointed. Alright, I got it, Ling Longyue said helplessly. Then, Ling Longshui looked at Lin Xian with anticipation. Lin Xian nodded. Alright, help me peel an apple first. Ling Longyue secretly clenched her fist and gritted her teeth. Then, she stretched out her hand, and an apple flew towards Lin Xian. The apple peeled off in mid-air, and when it reached Lin Xian's hand, only the pulp was left. It looked like it had been peeled off. When Han Chushue saw this scene, even though she was usually unmoved, she couldn't help but be moved. What kind of technique was this? She didn't even know what kind of power was used to peel the apple. In the second that the apple flew towards Lin Xian, all the peels were peeled off. For a martial artist, there were too many unbelievable things that they could do. However, Han Chushue admitted that she couldn't do this. Even if she held the apple in her hand and used her spiritual energy to peel it, she had to be very careful. If she didn't do it well, the apple would be rotten. However, this little girl was able to peel off all the peels in the second that she threw it out. This kind of method was really shocking. Perhaps for Ling Longyue, this was a simple matter. However, she didn't know that in the eyes of Lin Xian and Han Chushue, it was a bit exaggerated. Lin Xian was fine since he knew Ling Longyue's true realm. However, Han Chushue was different. Lin Xian took a bite of the apple and said, Not qualified. You, Ling Longyue clenched her teeth. What about me? Firstly, you didn't respect me. You should have given me the apple with both hands. Secondly, you're not satisfied. If you're not satisfied, that means you don't respect me. I'm not trying to make things difficult for you. You can be dissatisfied, but since you've chosen to make a deal with me, you'll have to abide by the rules. At least for the next few days. You can be dissatisfied, but please don't show it in front of me, Lin Xian said while biting the apple. Lin Xian realized that he couldn't be soft with her. The more he was soft with her, the more presumptuous she would be. Just like Miao Xiao Miao, Lin Xian took her down. Lin Xian felt that Ling Longyue was very similar to Miao Xiao Miao. However, Ling Longyue was the upgraded version of Miao Xiao Miao. Her arrogance came from her disdain for humans. The Void Fox was superior while humans were lowly ants. This kind of arrogance was very difficult to balance. However, Lin Xian had to try. He had to find a way. Obviously, it was useless to be soft with her. However, Lin Xian had to cooperate with her. At least for now, He had to create a special relationship with her. This way many things could happen. Only then would he have a reason to do something. After that, it would depend on Lin Xian's ability to cultivate her favorability. Big sister, look at him. He's obviously making things difficult for me. Ling Longyue angrily looked at Ling Longshui. She really wanted to hit him. No, you were in the wrong just now. Ling Longshui looked at Ling Longyue and said, it was a good thing for her to be wronged. Moreover, Ling Longshui felt that it was a good thing for her to be wronged. Think about what Lin Xian said and what you did just now. Ling Longshui continued. I know. After a few seconds, Ling Longyue lowered her head and mumbled. So satisfying. That's right. Lin Xian felt really satisfied. Seeing this arrogant little lowly being humiliated gave him an inexplicable sense of satisfaction. It was even better than having sex with a big sister. So peel another apple for me now. Lin Xian finished the apple in a few bites and said, that's right. Got it. Ling Longyue then took an apple and placed it in her palm for a second. Then the peel fell off, leaving behind a beautiful peeled apple. She then stood up and walked in front of Lin Xian. Here. Ling Longyue passed the apple to Lin Xian. Look, you're showing your displeasure on your face again. Lin Xian said. Ding. Displeasure from Ling Longyue. Scumbag value plus 100,000. The degree of displeasure seemed to be quite high. Who? Ling Longyue took a deep breath. To be honest, if Ling Longshui wasn't here, she would have already taken action. Space attribute? She didn't want it anymore, alright? Here. Ling Longyue's tone softened, and then became slightly weaker. Lin Xian took the apple and took a bite. It's okay. That's all. If you have any more emotions, you'll be disqualified. Then, we'll start from 3 days later. Ling Longyue. What? 3 days later? Then what was that? Ling Longyue was furious. She was really going crazy. Needless to say, this little girl was going crazy just like Meow Xiao Meow. Lin Xian leaned on the sofa and ate the apple. He then said, that was just a test. It's like a company interview. At the very least, I need to know if you can make this deal or not. Otherwise, if I agree to it directly and you don't respect me, wouldn't I lose out? A treasure that can allow you to master the space attribute. You should ask your sister how precious it is. Ding. Displeasure from Ling Longyue. Scumbag value plus 200,000. Ling Longyue secretly clenched her fist. She really wanted to punch him to death. Lin Xian felt that he had found a treasure. This Ling Longyue's displeasure was already 100,000 points. Her displeasure was so high and now it was 200,000 points. This little lowly with an explosive temper was quite interesting. Lin Xian loved to punish this kind of disobedient little lowly. Wahahaha. One disobedient little lowly was already taken down by him. This was the second one. Ling Longyue gritted her teeth and snorted. Also, I'll be participating in the Tianmu conference the day after tomorrow. You'll only be serving me for 7 days. If I let you slack off for 2 days, wouldn't that be 5 days? I won't lose out if we start now. Bing Lingyue gently rubbed Ling Longyue's hair and said, Lin Xian is right. Also, what you'll get is really precious. Your sister spent so many years and still couldn't master the space attribute. I believe you know how precious it is. Your sister is doing this for your own good. Chapter 442. Ling Longyue knew. If she did not know, she would have left long ago. But to be honest, she did not want to see the disappointment on Ling Longshui's face that night. Who was her sister? Although she had never admitted it, but in her eyes, she was the strongest and strongest person in the world. She did not expect that her sister would show such a disappointed expression because of her. So she felt uncomfortable in her heart. Because of this, she listened to Ling Longshui's words. I know. 3 days later it is. Suddenly, Ling Longyue rolled her eyes. Although she was unhappy, she could at least have some fun in these few days, right? But you did remind me. Ling Longyue glanced at Lin Xian. What did I remind you of? Lin Xian was suspicious. I am still a student of Star Academy. I also want to participate in the Sky Martial Assembly. Lin Xian. What the hell? If Ling Longyue participated in the Sky Martial Assembly, then one of the top 10 would be missing. Moreover, she was just playing around. She did not need the God's awakening door. What the hell? Why would the Void Fox, an Empyrean, need the God's awakening door? What a joke. This girl was just playing around. You don't have to participate. Lin Xian coughed and said. Why not? What right do you have to control me? Ling Longyue stared at Lin Xian and continued. You said it. It has not started yet. Lin Xian. Yes, he indeed could not control her. He did not have the right to control her. Cough cough, little Xiao Linglong. Ling Longyue. Hearing how Lin Xian addressed her, Ling Longyue had goosebumps. Go and die. Han Chushue was amused by the two of them. She realized that she had lost her composure, and silently took a sip of tea. I call you Sister Xiao Linglong. Is there anything wrong with me calling you little Xiao Linglong? Disgusting. Ling Longyue was really disgusted. Alright, I'll call you little Yaya then. Ling Longyue. The others were also helpless. The dignified Linglong Shui of the great virtual realm was called Xiao Linglong, and the Empress was called Little Bing Bing. What did they say? Ling Longyue gritted her teeth. Call Her Majesty the Queen. Lin Xian. I'm calling your sister. Ling Longyue. He wanted to kill someone. How dare he disrespect her? Cough cough. Little you, I'm being very serious with you. Can you not participate in the Sky Martial Assembly? Beg me. Lin Xian. I owe my bad temper. Humph. Just you wait. I'll beat you up. Ling Longyue and Lin Xian were at odds. But how should he put it? When a girl started to quarrel with a guy, that was the first step of her falling. It was the same as when a girl started to be curious about a guy. That was also the first step of her falling. It was the same principle. If the first thing a man and a woman did when they met was to bicker with each other, if they didn't meet for a period of time, they would think that the man had already entered the woman's heart. Sigh. Lin Xian scratched his head. This was awkward. Not only did he have to fight for the top 10, Miao Xiaomiao and Wang Xintong also had to fight for the top 10. Every single spot was very precious. Oh right, let me remind you that the Sky Martial Assembly has changed the rules. The second round is to go to the Sky Demon Beast Forest to hunt demonic beasts. Are you sure you want to participate? Ling Longyue. This Lin Xian directly checkmated her. She was a void fox, which was also a demonic beast. She could casually kill those demonic beasts that provoked her and attacked her without feeling guilty. It was just like how a human would kill an enemy who wanted to kill them. But if she went to hunt demonic beasts, it was just like how a human would kill another human for no reason. How could she do it? Although she killed without batting an eyelid, she still had some principles. She would definitely not kill those who did not provoke her. But the reason why she killed without batting an eyelid was because she felt that humans were all bad. Wasn't it the same logic as humans hunting demonic beasts? In her eyes, humans were all demonic beasts in the eyes of humans. What did it matter if she killed them? So she was also puzzled. Why did her sister blame her? She did not kill demonic beasts for no reason. Her thinking was not wrong. If she put herself in her shoes and thought about it, it was not wrong. Humans took it as their duty to hunt demonic beasts. Then shouldn't demonic beasts take it as their duty to hunt humans? That was definitely the case. The reason why Linglong Shui blamed Ling Longyue was that they were originally neutral and did not participate in this kind of thing. But she was disobedient and felt that so many demonic beasts had died in the hands of humans. She wanted to uphold justice for the demonic beasts. But how should she say it? Perhaps Lin Xian did not understand. Were demonic beasts and humans two races that could be discussed together? She really did not understand. Linglong Shui felt that demonic beasts could not be killed, and humans could not be killed either. Of course, if they provoked them, then it was another story. Linglong Shui did not have much of a reaction. She could understand. If humans did not kill demonic beasts, the human world would be gone. If demonic beasts did not resist, the demonic beasts would also be gone. But she just wanted to remain neutral. You, despicable human. Ling Longyue gritted her teeth and angrily glared at Lin Xian. Han Chushua's brows suddenly furrowed. Despicable human? This girl was not human. She suddenly became terrified as she thought about it. This sister was not human? For demonic beasts to take human form, They should be at least in the law realm. Moreover, only those with a high bloodline in the law realm could fully take human form. Looking at their heaven-defying appearance and noble temperament, they either had a supreme status in the demonic beasts, or were incomparably powerful. She suddenly understood why the little lowly could so easily use some unknown power to perfectly peel the apple. It turned out that she was a very powerful expert. Lin Xian actually had 2 demonic beasts as friends. Han Chushua naturally did not discriminate against demonic beasts, because she knew that many demonic beasts were neutral. Since Lin Xian could get along with them, it proved that they were neutral. She was just shocked. Lin Xian could actually make such powerful and beautiful demonic beasts as friends. Lin Xian also saw Han Chushua's shocked expression. He naturally knew what Han Chushua was shocked about, but Lin Xian knew Han Chushua's character. She definitely would not casually tell others. She might only tell Ling Ying, but it did not matter. Lin Xian gave Han Chushua a reassuring look. Han Chushua then slightly nodded at Lin Xian. You are. Hearing Ling Longyue's words, Ling Longxue faintly called out. In the human world, it was best for them to hide their identity as demonic beasts. Otherwise, it would be very troublesome. Of course, it was not a problem for them to reveal that they were neutral and reveal their strength. Humans were friendly to demonic beasts, but Ling Longxue knew that Ling Longyue was not neutral. Chapter 443. Ling Longshue's hands were stained with the lives of hundreds of people. Although she didn't say it, and no one knew about it, Ling Longxue couldn't get over it. What she did was what she did. If she admitted it, she had to admit it. Either she slowly hid her identity as a demonic beast, or she had to admit that Ling Longyu had killed a lot of people. Hearing Ling Longshue's words, Ling Longyu realized that what she said was inappropriate. She glanced at Han Chushua. But Han Chushua didn't have much of a reaction. She just sat there and sipped her tea. It's okay, Lin Xian said. They were all very smart and understood the meaning of Lin Xian's words. So, are you still going to participate? Lin Xian asked Ling Longyu with a smile. Not participating. Although Ling Longyu was very unhappy, she really couldn't participate. Why would she participate? Could it be that she wanted to help this group of people hunt demonic beasts? Lin Xian smirked. It's good that she didn't participate. Even if you want to participate, it's useless because the registration has already closed. Wahahaha. Lin Xian also suddenly realized this point. Sorry, before the deadline, the Sky Star Academy had already reported it for me. So if I want to participate, it's not a problem. Lin Xian. Okay, pretend I didn't say anything. Among the few of them, Bing Lingyue and Han Chushua were in charge of being pretty. They didn't say anything, and just listened to them chatting. Everyone, go wash your hands and get ready to eat. At this time, Lingya walked out with an apron and said to everyone, coming. Lin Xian couldn't help but rush over. But he was stopped by Lingya. Go wash your hands. Lingya rolled her eyes at Lin Xian and said, no need, it's very clean. Then you still have to wash your hands. Okay. Then the group of people rushed to the bathroom. Lin Xian rushed over to wash his hands, and took the opportunity to touch the soft hands of the girls. Wow. Happiness. Most importantly at this time, they only thought that Lin Xian was snatching the faucet from them. So their attention was on the faucet and Lin Xian's hands. However, they completely ignored Lin Xian's possible intentions, so they were taken advantage of. Although they didn't shake hands or anything, just touching Lin Xian was enough to make Lin Xian happy. Especially when it came to goddesses like Ling Longxue and Bing Lingyue. How could one touch their bodies normally? Ding. Intentionally having physical contact with a big sister is considered a scumbag. Scumbag value plus 100,000. For some reason, Lin Xian was elated when he heard the system notification. After that, Ling Longxue and the others finished their dinner. After chatting for a while, they left. Only Lin Xian, Ling Ying, Linya, and Han Chushua were left at home. Sister Linya, I have something to discuss with Chushua tonight, so Chushua will sleep in my room tonight. She won't disturb us, right? Ling Ying asked. Of course not. Linya smiled faintly. Wow. Then we have 4 people tonight, We can play mahjong. Lin Xian said happily. Play your sister. Ling Ying couldn't help but roll his eyes at Lin Xian. What a good opportunity for people playing mahjong. And then playing money. I'll go. So comfortable. Sorry, I don't know how to play. Ling Ying said. Okay. Han Shushua also nodded. How could girls like them have the time to play mahjong? It was already good enough to play poker. Then let's play poker. Let's go to Ling Ying's room. Lin Xian said. He didn't want to play poker. Just imagine, for people, 3 super high-quality girls in pajamas, with their beautiful bare feet, sitting around Ling Ying's soft bed. Wow. That kind of scene was simply heaven, wasn't it? Why do we have to go to my room? Then we can go to Little Fairy's room, Lin Xian said. Anyway, as long as it wasn't his room, that kind of feeling would be reduced by half. It had to be in a girl's room. Why not your own room? Ling Ying asked aggressively. Isn't this for your sake? Are you 3 willing to sleep on my bed? But we still don't want a man like you to sleep on our bed. Ling Ying continued. Lin Xian. Wow. Sure enough. It's not good for girls to be too smart. He felt that if it were Lu Mingming and the others, they would have been fooled by Lin Xian. Also, why do we have to play on the bed? Can't we play on the sofa or the coffee table? So, you must be plotting something. Ling Ying looked at Lin Xian with a proud look. How is it? Am I good? Have I seen through your plot? Her eyes seemed to be saying that. It was a little good. But Lin Xian glared at Ling Ying. Damn it. No, this girl always forgot the pain after the scar healed. Did she forget the fear of being dominated by him? The bed is so comfortable, so soft, so comfortable sitting on it. Forget it, forget it. If you don't want to play, then don't play. Why do you keep framing me? Lin Xian had a pained expression on his face. Like hell I'll believe you. Ling Ying knew Lin Xian too well, especially with Han Chushue around tonight. Even if Ling Ying didn't know what he was up to, he definitely knew what he was thinking. Oh right. Lin Xian suddenly thought of something, then quickly ran to the coffee table, took the 3 fruits, and put them in their hands one by one. Hurry up and eat. They looked at each other in surprise. Only Linya knew about this because she had eaten it before, and even reached the arcane body realm. You wanted us to eat this from the start. Is there anything special about it? Ling Ying asked, puzzled. You'll know after eating it. I'm not eating it. I've eaten it before. Xian, you eat it. Linya handed it to Lin Xian. I'm not eating it. You eat it. Although the fruit's effect would gradually decrease if they ate more. If it could increase Linya's strength, Lin Xian would give it to Linya even if it was just a little bit. Because he could always increase his strength by killing monsters, but Linya couldn't. She had never learned martial arts. And even if she had a realm, she didn't have combat strength, and she didn't have any attributes. At least in the short term, she could only increase her realm through other methods. Therefore, Lin Xian had to give it to her. Linya looked at Lin Xian, then Lin Xian. Only when you become stronger can I be more and more assured. Hurry up and eat it. If not, I'll spank you. Linya. Han Chushue. Ling Ying. Lin Xian said it without thinking. But he didn't expect to say something like that in front of them. Lin Xian looked at them awkwardly, then coughed dryly and explained. I'm just threatening you, you know? It's not real. I'm just saying it. Yes, yes. Ling Ying nodded. She also felt that Lin Xian wouldn't really spank Linya. He was probably just saying it to threaten her to eat the fruit. Linya's face turned even redder. Then she pretended to be calm and said, Then I'll eat it. Really, under normal circumstances, she wouldn't say, I'll eat it so directly. But it was a little awkward now, so she could only say it to ease the awkwardness, and then skip the topic. Chapter 444. Lin Xian didn't tell them the effects of this fruit. If he did, Ling Ying and Han Chushue would definitely push the fruit to Lin Xian and let them take a bite. Anyway, the fruit had to be eaten completely to show its effects, so they definitely had to finish it. This fruit, how magical is it? Ling Ying looked back and forth. He always heard Lin Xian say that it was very magical. How magical could it be? Could it be more powerful than the Tianxing fruit Lin Xian gave Han Chushue before? Could it even increase their cultivation level? The Tianxing fruit could increase their cultivation level by a whole realm. Could this fruit do that? However, Lin Xian shouldn't be lying to them when he said that it was magical. It should be quite powerful, right? You'll know when you try it. Don't tell me it's the kind of fruit that will make you faint after eating it, and then let you do whatever you want to it. Ling Ying looked up at Lin Xian and said quietly, Lin Xian. Han Chushua was just about to take a bite to test the water when she heard Ling Ying's words. She paused. Wah, little Ying Ying, you're making me sad. I'm so kind and full of joy and expectation for you, but you're doubting my intentions. Sigh. Lin Xian then sighed in disappointment. I'm just kidding. Ling Ying was of course just joking. Although Lin Xian was a little unreliable, he couldn't be that bad. No, actually Lin Xian wasn't bad at all. He was a good person. Otherwise, if Lin Xian's character didn't meet Ling Ying's requirements, how could she agree to be Lin Xian's girlfriend? If his character wasn't good, why did he save so many people? Why was he in a situation where he was almost certain to die? Sigh, even if you're joking, you still hurt my heart. Lin Xian said bitterly. Let me touch your head. Then, Ling Ying really patted Lin Xian's head. Then he looked at the fruit and said, I'll eat, I'll eat. Then, she took a bite without hesitation. Then she was shocked. This was because she felt the fruit turn into a warm current that flowed into her body after entering her mouth. This was a very magical thing. Han Chushua also took a small bite. Lin Yi wanted to give the fruit to Lin Xian, but because of what happened before, she ate it silently. What's so magical about it? Ling Ying took a bite and asked Lin Xian. We'll talk after you finish eating. Oh. When Ling Ying was the first to finish eating, she didn't feel anything at first. Then, she felt a warm current spreading in her lower abdomen, followed by spiritual power. A powerful aura surged from Ling Ying's body. She leveled up. Han Chushua glanced at Ling Ying and revealed a shocked expression. Then her aura also surged. Then Lin Ya. In fact, Lin Xian was also envious. He also wanted to simply increase his cultivation level, but it didn't matter. First of all, they were all his women. Although Han Chushua and Lin Ya weren't his women yet, they definitely were. What was the point of leaving good things for his women? Lin Xian could only be at ease if they became stronger. Moreover, Lin Xian felt that he could get such good things from Ling Longshui. In any case, he definitely wouldn't be short of such good things. Damn! Ling Ying's view of the world had really changed. In the past, she didn't think that other than killing demonic beasts, there was a way to increase one's cultivation realm. However, she encountered it later. She even encountered more than one method. Now there was another type of fruit that could increase one's cultivation realm. Therefore, she realized that she didn't know it didn't mean that it didn't exist. It just meant that she hadn't come into contact with it yet. Perhaps in the future, when she reached the lightning tribulation realm, the law realm, or even higher realms, she would be able to come into contact with more aspects that she couldn't come into contact with before. How much did it increase? 2 stars. Ling Ying said excitedly. Increasing from 4 stars to 6 stars from the mysterious heaven realm was not a small increase. Moreover, it's close to 3 stars. Ling Ying was very excited. She almost increased her realm by 3 stars just by eating something. Could there be more of such wonderful things in this world? I increased my realm by 3 stars. Han Chushua said even more excitedly. There were very few things that could make a girl like Han Chushua so excited. During this period, she had delayed a lot of time because of Lin Xian's matter. However, this 3 stars, in addition to the 1 star of Lin Xian's heavenly star fruit, was equivalent to making up for the time that she hadn't been able to increase her realm for a long time. Little fairy, what about you? 3 stars. Lin Ya looked at Lin Xian and said happily. To her, increasing her realm by a little was enough to make her happy. However, Lin Ya's 3 stars were different from Han Chushua's 3 stars. Han Chushua's mysterious heaven realm increased her realm by 3 stars, while Lin Ya's mysterious body realm increased her realm by 3 stars. The effect was lower, because this was her second time eating it. Therefore, the effect was much lower. It's still okay. Lin Xian, what is this? Ling Ying asked curiously. This was the second fruit that she had seen that could increase a martial artist's realm. It's a type of spirit fruit. As for where it came from, I don't know. In any case, it was given by Linglong Shui. She is very powerful. The world that she can come into contact with is something that we can't come into contact with. At least, we can't come into contact with it right now. Therefore, it's normal for her to be able to take out something that we can't see. Lin Xian said. It's really magical. Doesn't that mean that if I eat a few more of these, I can increase my realm to the realm of an expert? What are you thinking? The effect is getting lower and lower. Basically, eating it once or twice is enough. It's already not bad if you can increase your realm by 1 star next time. Therefore, it's better not to think about it. This kind of thing can only be seen as an opportunity. The real thing is still up to our own efforts. Ling Ying looked at Lin Xian and said with jealousy, no wonder your realm increased so quickly. Hey. I relied on my strength, okay? Lin Xian rolled his eyes at Ling Ying. To be honest, he really didn't eat this kind of thing. However, Ling Ying didn't believe it. You Lin Xian have such a good relationship with Linglong Shui. Why wouldn't she give you this? However, she didn't continue this topic. If that's the case, my realm is already at Mysterious Heaven Realm 6 stars. If I kill a few Mysterious Heaven Realm demonic beasts, I should be able to reach Mysterious Heaven Realm 7 stars. Ling Ying muttered to herself for a moment. Right now, she wasn't thinking about getting a better ranking. She realized that after following Lin Xian, she actually didn't care about this. In any case, she wouldn't have a problem getting into the top 10. What was she thinking about right now? If she wanted to help others, she would help Lin Xian's friends. If she could help a little, then she would. Although Lin Xian's friends were all girls, it didn't matter. She could see Lin Xian flirting with other girls. She even personally returned Han Chushua to Lin Xian. Why would she care about this? For example, she knew that Miao Xiaomiao was quite strong. However, her realm shouldn't be too high. Therefore, it would be a bit difficult for her. Ling Ying and Miao Xiaomiao had also gone through life and death situations together. They were also good friends. Chapter 445. Lin Xian shrugged and said, let's go back and rest. Do you want to go shopping together tomorrow? Lin Xian smiled. Tomorrow was the last day of rest, and the day after that was the martial arts tournament. What they did tomorrow depended on each person's choice. Should they continue to work hard and level up, or should they relax? Sure. It was rare to be able to go shopping with Lin Xian. Although there were other people, it should feel good. Her respected sister, her best friend, and her stinky man. Going shopping with her boyfriend was one feeling, and going shopping with her friends was another. It didn't mean that going shopping with everyone couldn't compare to going shopping with Lin Xian. It depended on what kind of feeling Ling Ying wanted. In fact, it was all the same. Han Chushua also nodded slightly. Her best friend, Lin Xian's sister, and Lin Xian. Even if she had something important to do, she had to put it aside and go shopping with them. That's good. I'll just take tomorrow as a break. Tomorrow, I'll go watch you guys fight. Lin Yi said with a smile. She realized that perhaps this was the life she wanted to live. In the past, she was always in the company. Even if the company was hers, it was difficult for her to give herself a day off. But now, she didn't even think about the company anymore. It was fine as long as nothing happened. Then, she would go out with Lin Xian's girlfriends. No, it should be female friends. She would go out with Xiao Runing, and then she would take Lin Xian. It was really quite comfortable. Her family was also rich because Lin Yi saw that Lin Xian could make money by himself. She was very happy, but what could she give to Lin Xian? In Lin Yi's opinion, the only thing she could give to Lin Xian was money. At most, she could give Lin Xian a good life. But now, Lin Xian was able to earn money on his own. He had earned tens of millions from a single banquet. He had even earned more than she had. What else could she give Lin Xian? Ling Yi didn't know. She realized that she was becoming more and more useless. She was really useless to Lin Xian. Instead, she became a burden to Lin Xian. Lin Xian still had to think of ways to protect her and give her things that could save her life. She couldn't help Lin Xian and became his burden. Thinking of this, Lin Yi always felt very disappointed. It was just like being a mother. A mother's happiest thing was to help her child wash clothes and cook. She was very satisfied to see her child eat. But one day, the child grew up and left. The mother began to feel disappointed. When the child returned home, the mother cooked a table full of food. She wasn't only happy to see her child again, she was happy that she could cook for her child again. She was able to realize a little bit of her value, so she didn't feel so disappointed. This was also why some children wanted to share their mother's burden and wanted to do it themselves. But the mother insisted that the child sit down and do it herself. It was because she felt that she could do something for her child. Linya had similar feelings. The less Lin Xian needed her, the more disappointed she became. She was very conflicted. On one hand, she wanted Lin Xian to need her, even if it was just a little bit of help for Lin Xian. On the other hand, she didn't want Lin Xian to need her, because if that was the case, Lin Xian would definitely have grown to the point where he could take charge of things on his own. But then, she would feel very disappointed. Fortunately, although Lin Xian could earn his own money now, at least she could still help Lin Xian cook, help Lin Xian take care of or entertain his friends, and even help Lin Xian wash his clothes. If there was a day when she couldn't do these things for Lin Xian, Linya would probably be the saddest and most disappointed at that time. Fortunately, Lin Xian was aware of this, so he never washed his own clothes. In fact, he only occasionally cooked for Linya, so that she could have a taste of his cooking. Perhaps people who didn't know better would think that Lin Xian wasn't a man. How old was he? His clothes, even his underwear, were washed by his own sister. At first Lingying didn't understand. She had seen Linya enter Lin Xian's room many times to clean up his messy room. Then, she would collect the dirty clothes that Lin Xian had flown to various places and wash them by hand. She had scolded Lin Xian several times about this, but at first, Lin Xian only gave her ambiguous answers. She had also scolded Linya, but Linya always smiled and said it was fine. It was only later that she understood Lin Xian's meaning. At that moment, Lingying didn't know how many emotions she had in her heart. She even felt a lump in her throat. She was born into a wealthy family, so she never considered these things. She knew that Lin Xian and Linya had a good relationship. They relied on each other and had gone through tough times together. She didn't expect them to have such a bond. Okay. Let's get up early tomorrow and rest early. Then, they each returned to their own rooms. The night passed just like that. Lingying and Han Chushua talked a lot. Then, they got up early and prepared breakfast for Lin Xian and Linya. Do you have the urge to move in? Lingying suddenly asked with a smile. Han Chushua's movements paused. Although she had never revealed it, she really wanted to move in. She didn't have any friends, and the only one who could be considered a friend was Lingying. Lin Xian should be counted as well. It was really lonely to be alone in such a big villa every day. However, she realized that there were 3 people living in this small 3-bedroom living room. It was so happy and lively. She had never said it, but this was a scene she had once imagined. Of course, there were no men. She had once imagined several friends living together, but it was just a fantasy. However, when she came here, this idea really surged out again. It's okay. Han Chushua nodded slightly and said, "Why don't you share a room with me every day?" Lingying teased. Of course, she was joking. However, she was also very conflicted. She wanted Han Chushua to move in, but she also didn't want to. Can I? Han Chushua glanced at Lingying. Lingying? Really? Lingying was stunned. Can I? She actually asked this? Lingying thought that Han Chushua would refuse without hesitation, but now? Lingying touched the tip of her nose. She had learned some of Lin Xian's movements. Then, she looked at Han Chushua and said, "Anyway, I don't dislike you. Forget it." Han Chushua also realized that her words just now were not right. Then she shook her head slightly. Lingying glanced at Han Chushua again, and then silently made breakfast. "Have you eaten the seafood noodles made by Lin Xian?" Lingying asked. "No, I've eaten the noodles made by you. I learned it from him. Sister Linya also knows how to make it. However, when I make it, I always feel like something is missing. However, they all say it's delicious," Lingying said helplessly. Chapter 446. Actually, when he thought about it carefully, it was impossible for anything to be missing. The ingredients and seasonings were all correct. Perhaps what was missing was a special feeling that belonged only to them. Lin Xian yawned and walked out. Morning. Opening his eyes to see two beautiful girls was a kind of happiness. If they could do something happy together, it would be even more perfect. However, he couldn't do it right now. Don't forget to add 5 poached eggs for me. Lin Xian went over and reminded him. Ling Ying. 3, no more than that. Wow. Why do you care how much I eat? Ling Ying said. Sister Linya said that I can't eat too much. 3 should be enough. Okay. Lin Xian walked away aggrievedly. Another day passed. Lin Xian didn't do anything else but eat, drink, and play with his girls. Until the afternoon, Lin Xian went to Miao Xiaomiao's place. Sister Qianqian. Lin Xian greeted Wang Qianqian. Wang Qianqian nodded slightly. Want some coffee? Lin Xian walked over. Miao Xiaomiao glanced at Lin Xian, and then proudly played with her computer. However, she kept her ears perked up to eavesdrop on their conversation. She didn't take the initiative. She wanted Lin Xian to take the initiative to talk to her. Lin Xian took the coffee and leaned on the counter. Sister Qianqian, are you okay these 2 days? Wang Qianqian shook her head. I'm fine for now, but I asked Grandpa Miao to investigate Qin Xiaoyan's whereabouts. And then? Wang Qianqian said, we couldn't find anything. It's like he disappeared from the world. Do you think he ran away? Lin Xian shook his head and said, I don't know, but I don't think he's willing to give up so easily. Let's see if he runs or stays. We'll see if he shows up at the Tianwu conference tomorrow. But you still have to be careful, Sister Qianqian. Wang Qianqian nodded. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. But I'm still going to watch the competition tomorrow. Lin Xian pondered for a moment. Then you should dress up a little. There shouldn't be a problem with a lot of people. I know. Then, Lin Xian's gaze landed on Miao Xiaomiao, who was sitting at the side. She was probably eavesdropping on their conversation, and was looking at Lin Xian from the corner of her eyes. When Lin Xian turned his head, she quickly turned her little head, and pretended to work on her computer. Little Miao Miao. Lin Xian walked over and sat beside her. What? Miao Xiaomiao was the type of girl who would often act arrogant and distant towards Lin Xian for no reason. Lin Xian couldn't understand this mentality of hers, but it didn't matter. Are you free tonight? Lin Xian asked with a smile. Wang Qianqian smiled helplessly. This Lin Xian was going to tease Miao Xiaomiao again. Yes, why? Bring your ID. I'll take you to a very powerful place. Internet cafe. Lin Xian. Damn. This little girl only knows how to ask for an ID at an internet cafe. No, I'm still underage, so my ID is useless. Miao Xiaomiao shook her little head and said, Let's go get a room, little fool. Miao Xiaomiao. Get lost, pervert. Then she stepped on Lin Xian's foot. Lin Xian. Damn. This shoe is breaking so fast. Tomorrow is the Tianwu conference. The day after tomorrow is the Tianwu forest training. Do you want me to bring you along? Lin Xian asked with a smile. Actually, Lin Xian felt that Miao Xiaomiao and Wang Xintong were a little worried. After all, they had just entered the mysterious heaven realm. Lin Xian wanted them to advance, but he could only bring one of them. However, he wasn't sure if it would work. Lin Xian felt that with his eye of insight, he should be able to find more beasts. No, I want to rely on myself. What if you can't get into the top 10? I still don't want that. I'm not someone who relies on men. Miao Xiaomiao said proudly. You're awesome, okay? Lin Xian secretly gave Miao Xiaomiao a thumbs up. What a proud little girl. Remember to be careful. Lin Xian reminded her. Hearing Lin Xian's reminder, Miao Xiaomiao was actually very happy, but she didn't show it on her face. I know. The next day, Lin Xian woke up early. When he woke up, Ling Ying and Linya had already changed their clothes. Linya was in a white dress, while Ling Ying was in a simple casual outfit. After all, today was a martial arts competition. She could either wear tight clothes or loose casual clothes. It's time for breakfast. You can't be late for the Tianwu martial arts competition. Otherwise, you'll be disqualified. Ling Ying reminded Lin Xian with a grilled sausage in his mouth. Coming. After the meal, they gathered at the Tianhua Academy. The Tianhua Academy had a total of 30 students participating in the competition. As for Miao Xiaomiao, she had her own channels. They had come to the Tianhua Academy because they were from the same academy after all. So they had to go together. Unless there was a special reason, they could go by themselves. Lin Xian didn't see Qin Xiaotian, but that didn't mean that Qin Xiaotian wasn't participating. After all, he could go directly to the competition venue. Therefore, there were only 29 of them here. Lin Xian, you can do it. Lu Yufan and Yi Yi ran over and cheered for Lin Xian. They weren't participating, but they were going to watch the competition. Don't worry. Lin Xian smiled. Then, his gaze fell on Wang Xintong, who wasn't far away. Wang Xintong really didn't know anyone. She was a member of the intermediate class, and those who were participating in the Tianwu martial arts competition were all from the advanced class. Therefore, the people standing here were all happily chatting, while she was alone at the side playing with her phone. Of course, she saw Lin Xian, but she was too embarrassed to come over. Furthermore, when she saw Yi Yi and Lu Yufan in front of Lin Xian, she was even more embarrassed to come over. Xiao Runing walked over, and everyone immediately stopped chatting. Everyone quiet down. Next, I have a few things to say. Xiao Runing glanced at them, and then said, the first point is that you have to pay attention to in a martial arts competition. Although this is a martial arts competition, and you have to win or lose, but everyone must act according to their ability. Swords have no eyes, so in a martial arts competition, there will be a lot of evenly matched opponents. In such a situation, there will be a certain degree of difficulty in determining the winner and loser, and there will even be a situation where two people will go all out, and no one will give way to the other. I want to say that although winning is important, but safety is even more important, especially since this is just a martial arts competition. If you encounter such a situation, I hope that you can give up, and if you lose, then you will not be able to advance to the second round of the Heavenly Demon Beast Forest. So everyone should act according to their ability, and if you lose this time, then we can wait for the next round. After all, only the top 10 positions are useful, and the difficulty of getting top 10 positions is not small. Chapter 447. Everyone listened attentively to Xiao Runing. After all, this was their first time participating in the Tianwu conference. Xiao Runing continued. Secondly, do not harm your opponents. The majority of your opponents are from the 3 great academies. I also know that there are many members from the 3 great academies who don't have good relationships with each other. If you meet them, don't think of harming your opponent under the guise of a tournament. If you do, you will be disqualified, and all future qualifications will be revoked. The price is extremely high. Thirdly, I can't tell you about the changes in the Tianwu conference for now. Don't ask me one by one, I won't tell you. Lin Xian. That's F*King true. That's why it's important to have connections. It's not that Xiao Runing didn't want to tell them, but there was an unspoken rule here. Alright, that's all I have to say. Everyone get in the car. We're going to the Sanctum Tournament Arena. Linya drove directly to the Sanctum Tournament Arena. As for the audience seats, it was too easy for Lin Xian to get one. It was the Sanctum Tournament Arena. With Qin Feng there, how could Lin Xian not be able to get one? Miss Xiao, I have something to ask. Lin Xian caught up with Xiao Runing on the way to the car. What? Xiao Runing looked at Lin Xian. Why didn't Qin Xiaotian come? Him. He has something to do, so he will go directly to the sanctum. I see. Why are you asking this? Are you friends with him? That's not right, right? Xiao Runing was stunned for a moment. Ha ha ha, it's nothing. I'm just concerned about my opponent. Lin Xian didn't tell Xiao Runing this for now. Alright, get in the car. About half an hour later, they arrived at the temple's martial arts arena. The so-called temple's martial arts arena was not in the temple. There was a huge gymnasium in Tianhua City, where some activities would be held, including the concerts of celebrities. But at the same time, this was also a martial arts arena that could accommodate hundreds of thousands of people. It belonged to the temple, and was called the Temple Gymnasium. Now, in the temple's stadium, all the people who had obtained tickets had already gathered inside. The Sky Martial Assembly was a very important competition. So many people were paying attention to it. Perhaps they didn't know who this person was, but they wanted to see everyone's glory. There was a wide range of audiences. There were even grandpas and grandmas in their 50s and 60s. There were even children, but there was only one thing. They wanted to watch this. The elders were concerned about the future of the human race. The stronger the children were, the more secure the future of the human race would be. The children looked up to the experts and hoped that they could become such experts in the future. There was a martial arts arena here that could accommodate thousands of people. At this moment, from all over Tianhua City, the participants from the 3 great academies were all ready. Lin Xian saw Qin Xiaotian in front of him. He had been sitting there for a long time. Qin Xiaotian turned his head and looked behind him. He nodded slightly at the people who had just arrived and greeted them. Lin Xian. Lin Xian passed by Qin Xiaotian. Qin Xiaotian called out to him. Young Master Qin, what's the matter? Lin Xian glanced at him. Good luck. I hope you can be in the top 10. Lin Xian couldn't help but laugh. Sorry, I hope you won't be in the top 10. After saying that, Lin Xian walked away and sat with his beloved Wang Xintong. Ling Ying and Han Chushua sat together, but not far from Lin Xian. When Miao Xiaomiao saw that Lin Xian had arrived, she also wanted to sit with Lin Xian. However, everyone here was from the Tianhua Academy. It was best that she didn't come over now. She had to wait until the competition started, and when there weren't many people paying attention to them. Everyone had arrived earlier than the contestants, so they could start at any time now. Han Chushua, Han Chushua, Ling Ying, Ling Ying, Qin Xiaotian, Chen Cheng, Zhang Tian. As they entered the arena, many people were shouting their names. Qin Xiaotian, Ling Ying, and the rest, as well as the more famous people from the other 2 academies. They were all very famous in the entire Tianhua city. One had to know that in the hundreds of thousands of people, most of them were young men and women, including the tens of thousands of students from the 3 academies. They were all here to support the competition. Moreover, they were the ones who paid the most attention to the Tianmu conference. The total number of students from the 3 academies added up to more than 50 to 60,000. Those who were shouting these names were all these students. Lin Xian was embarrassed. Why wasn't anyone shouting his name? Lin Xian, Lin Xian. At this moment, among the many voices, Lin Xian heard his name. He raised his head emotionally and saw some people from the Tianhua Academy. His class 10, led by Lu Yufan, Yi Yi, and including Wang Fugui's class 5, had close to 100 people shouting Lin Xian's name. Their voices were not soft. Wang Fugui gave Lin Xian a big thumbs up from afar. They did not look at anything else. At most, they would pay attention to the school beauties of the various academies. Of course, they would pay more attention to Lin Xian. In front of them, on the side of the audience, was a panel of judges. Xiao Runing, Chen Yiba, Teacher Zhao, and more than 40 to 50 people from the other academies, and the 3 major factions were there. Qin Feng was there as well. These were all big shots. For them to be present at an event was indeed very important. They did not have to do much. They were only responsible for ensuring the fairness of the competition. At this moment, a figure walked onto the stage. Lin Xian knew this person. It was the president of the Tianhua City branch of the Bounty Hunter Guild, Zhang Nan. That mature woman had once invited Lin Xian to join the Bounty Hunter Guild. Everyone, please be quiet. Following Zhang Nan's voice, the hundreds of thousands of people in the audience quietened down. First of all, on behalf of the 3 major factions, the 3 major academies, and all the participants, I would like to thank everyone for watching and supporting us. Hua! Following that, thunderous applause rang out. This was the first time that the hundreds of thousands of spectators had taken notice of something. Zhang Nan waited for the applause to stop. Then she said, "Now let's invite all the participants onto the stage for a roll call. At the same time, I will announce the rules of the competition." Then Lin Xian and the rest came to the stage. There were specialized people who confirmed their identities and the number of participants. Zhang Nan then said, according to the rules of the competition, in this 600 by 300 arena, the warriors will have a 1v1 battle. The arena will be divided into two parts, 300 by 150, and there will be a power barrier in the middle. The two battles will be carried out at the same time, and the opponents will be randomly drawn. In each round, there may be a contestant with a bye. The competition will only stop when the top 70 are determined. It won't be much faster than before, because in the past, it was carried out in 4 arenas at the same time. Chapter 448. With 2 stages going on at the same time, the speed of the competition would be faster. At the same time, it would be more enjoyable for everyone to watch. After all, how should one put it? The strength of these martial artists was relatively weak. Most of their battles were not worth watching. With 2 battles going on at the same time, there should be one battle that was relatively more interesting. Then, Zhang Nan continued, there are 3 ways to determine the winner. First, one side admits defeat. Second, they are kicked out of the stage. Third, they lose the ability to fight. This was the universal rule of martial arts competitions in the world. Basically, it was like this. Zhang Nan continued. There is another point. This is just a friendly competition. The competition is second, friendship is first. Everyone is from Tianhua City. Don't fight too hard for a spot. And don't fight too hard for a spot. In this case, even if you win, you won't have the ability to continue due to your injuries. So it's meaningless. This is just a warning to everyone. They were all having their identities checked, but they all listened. In addition, in this competition, you can't use any spiritual weapons. For example, offensive spiritual weapons, flying spiritual weapons, defensive spiritual weapons, speed increasing spiritual weapons, and so on. Some amplification items can't be used either. You can only use your own attribute power. Once discovered, you will be permanently disqualified. Then a man couldn't help but ask, referee, can we only use our fists and feet? Zhang Nan shook his head, then pointed to a side and said, there are sabers, spears, swords, halberds, and various other weapons over there. You can choose your own weapon. In order to make the competition fair, these sabers, spears, swords, halberds, and halberds have no grades. However, they are specially made and can withstand a martial artist's power without being damaged. It was indeed for the fairness of the competition, because some people's spiritual weapons were of the profound rank, while others were of the yellow rank. This was already not a competition at the starting line. In addition, some people had defensive spiritual weapons, while others didn't, so these things had to be removed. In addition, the weapons are the same. Also, some special amplification items can't be used. You can only use healing gene medicine and gene medicine to recover spiritual power. You can only use these 2 kinds. Any other kind will be considered a violation and disqualified. These are all the rules of this competition. I hope everyone will remember them well. As he spoke, the spiritual weapons that the martial artists were wearing were removed. About 2 minutes later, Lin Xian and the others returned to their seats after drawing lots. Zhang Nan then said, there are 276 people in this competition. 4 people are not here, so they are disqualified. Therefore, there will be 2 rounds in the Sky Martial Assembly. The final number of people will be 69, and they will advance to the second round tomorrow. Their cell phones had also been temporarily put away. Lin Xian, then it's very likely that we'll meet as friends. Wang Xintong looked at Lin Xian and said. Lin Xian nodded. Indeed, the drawing of lots was random. Lin Xian might even meet Ling Ying, or Ling Ying might meet Han Chuxua. This way, one of them would definitely be eliminated. This was also a matter of luck. At this time, Zhang Nan said, because the competition is based on drawing lots, the opponents are random. There might be 2 very strong people facing each other, and one of them will be eliminated. This is not something we want to see. Therefore, after the top 69 martial artists advance to the second round, the eliminated martial artists will have another chance to determine the top 10, and they will also advance to the second round. This way, The powerful martial artists will not be buried. Judge, what's the second round? Someone asked, puzzled. Zhang Nan smiled and said, when you advance to the second round, you'll know tomorrow. Then she said loudly, now, I announce that the Sky Martial Assembly in Tianhua City has officially begun. Bang, bang, bang. Several saluting cannons that were hidden in the field shot out fireworks. Now please draw number 1 and number 2. The 4 martial artists will move to the 2 arenas. Those with the same number will be your opponents. Then 4 people walked out from the crowd and walked to the arena. Lin Xian, what number are you? Lin Xian took out a piece of paper. 40. Wow. Then it's your turn soon. Wang Xintong blinked her big eyes and said, it's okay. 2 rounds at the same time. It'll be my turn after the 20th round. What about you? Lin Xian asked. I'm number 60. Wang Xintong stuck out her pink tongue. Then let's watch your man finish first. Wang Xintong blushed when she heard Lin Xian's words. Then she subconsciously looked to the side. Fortunately, no one heard it. Ling Ying and the rest were quite far away. Lin Xian didn't know any of the 4 people in the arena, so he just glanced at them. Excuse me. Excuse me. A voice came from the side. Lin Xian turned his head and couldn't help but laugh. Miao Xiaomiao was walking through the crowd towards him. Then Miao Xiaomiao walked over. May I ask if you can sit at the seat over there? Miao Xiaomiao asked a student from the Tianhua Academy's advanced class beside Lin Xian. Ah. The student looked at Lin Xian and then at Miao Xiaomiao. Then he guessed what was going on. Sure. Then the student walked away. Then, Miao Xiaomiao sat beside Lin Xian. Wang Xintong looked at her. She seemed to have seen her before. She should have seen her at Lin Xian and Ling Ying's musical. Was such a small Lolita also a martial artist participating in the competition? Wang Xintong looked surprised. Why? You have to sit with me? Lin Xian smiled and looked at Miao Xiaomiao. That's not it. Miao Xiaomiao pouted proudly. I don't know many of the participants here. Only you and Sister Ling Ying are here. So I just found a random person and asked you to sit with me. Is there a problem? What, it's Sundra, little girl? Lin Xian smiled and said, okay, no problem. No problem at all. What's your number? Lin Xian said, number 40. What's your number? Number 3. Miao Xiaomiao shrugged and said helplessly, then you're about to go on stage. Wang Xintong's little head came over and said charmingly, yes. Miao Xiaomiao said calmly, good luck. You too. Miao Xiaomiao smiled. You're still talking about her. She's better than you. Lin Xian smiled at Wang Xintong. Ah. Wang Xintong was stunned. It wasn't that she looked down on others, but she had never met someone so young who could be praised by Lin Xian. You'll know when you see. Lin Xian smiled. Miao Xiaomiao said quietly, I'm not that good. If Lin Xian says you're good, then you must be very good. Wang Xintong said with a smile. Miao Xiaomiao glanced at Wang Xintong again. Was this another girl who had an especially good relationship with Lin Xian? Usually, when a girl liked a guy, she would trust him unconditionally. Wang Xintong was obviously like this. Chapter 449. It didn't take long for the fights to end. Since all the fighters who went up were arcane body realm cultivators, they weren't particularly talented or powerful, so it usually didn't take too long. Next, let's have the 3rd and 4th fighters get ready for the fight. I'm going. Miao Xiaomiao looked at Lin Xian and said, good luck. Lin Xian nodded. To Miao Xiaomiao, 90% of the fighters present were no threat to her. As long as she wasn't too unlucky and didn't meet people like Han Chuxue, she would be fine. But even if she met someone like Han Chuxue and lost, there was still the revival round, which she could definitely pass. Miao Xiaomiao walked step by step to the arena. There was a huge screen, which looked like a celebrity concert. It could display the images on the arena, allowing the audience to see more clearly. However, the sound couldn't be heard. Damn, what a pretty little loli. No, I want to commit a crime. Twin ponytails, hee. I like twin ponytails. Go. But can such a young little loli participate in the Sky Martial Assembly? If she gets punched, she'll cry for a long time. Miao Xiaomiao, Why do I feel like I've heard this name before? When they saw Miao Xiaomiao, they couldn't help but get excited. In the audience, the members of the Wind Mercenaries, Wang Qianqian, and Miao Jinghao were naturally there. They were there to see Miao Xiaomiao, and also to cheer for Lin Xian. When they saw that Miao Xiaomiao's opponent was a very strong man, they were all worried for her. Normally, a little loli would cry for a long time after being punched. But if she was punched by such a strong man, wouldn't she cry even longer? Wu Di, Wu Di, Wu Di. When the strong man walked onto the arena and faced Miao Xiaomiao, screams could be heard from the audience. Clearly, this martial artist called Wu Di had some skills. Do you know him? Lin Xian asked Wang Xintong. I don't know him, but I've heard of this name before. He's a student from Heavenly Sun Academy's advanced class. I think his strength was ranked in the top 10 of Heavenly Sun Academy. Anyway, he's definitely at the mysterious heaven realm. Wang Xintong said. Little Miao Miao's luck isn't too good, meeting a profound heaven realm cultivator right off the bat. But it shouldn't be a problem. Lin Xian rubbed his chin and looked at Miao Xiaomiao on the stage. Out of the 276 participants, there should be around 60 mysterious heaven realm cultivators. Although the mysterious heaven realm cultivators would be ranked higher, it was not certain that only mysterious heaven realm cultivators would be able to get into the top 10. On the big screen, it was Miao Xiaomiao versus Wu Di. Little girl, have you grown up yet? Coming to compete at such a young age, go back. Wu Di couldn't help but tease when he saw that his opponent was such a young girl. This Miao Xiaomiao was beautiful, but he had no feelings for little lolis. No matter how beautiful they were, he had no feelings for them. He liked mature ones. How many moves do you want to be beaten? Miao Xiaomiao was unhappy to hear this. She was a proud little lolis, and she couldn't stand being looked down on. Hearing Miao Xiaomiao's words, Wu Di stared blankly for a moment before bursting into laughter. What did he just hear? A little girl who hadn't even grown out all her hair asked him how many moves he wanted to be beaten? Ha ha ha. I bet you won't be laughing for as long as you're on the stage later. Miao Xiaomiao stared at Wu Di in front of her. What an interesting little girl. You're not even holding a weapon? Only then did Wu Di realize that she wasn't holding a weapon. It's all the same. Miao Xiaomiao said. Ha ha ha. Wu Di couldn't help but laugh again. Alright then. Then he threw the weapon he'd just picked up onto the ground. Seeing this scene, everyone was stunned. What were they doing? However, they could see that Wu Di was smiling mockingly. Was he looking down on the little lolis? But then again it made sense. Now, let the competition begin. As Zhang Nan's voice fell, Miao Xiaomiao's aura suddenly soared. Mystic Heaven Realm? Wu Di, who was just about to move, froze. Was this a joke? How could such a little brat be in the Mystic Heaven Realm? Whirlwind scattering clouds. A terrifying gust of wind rushed toward Wu Di. F***ck. Wu Di felt that he couldn't block the wind at all. First, although he was in the Mystic Heaven Realm, he could feel that this power was higher than his cultivation level. Second, this was clearly an Earth-rank martial skill. Third, the range was too large. He couldn't dodge it even if he wanted to. Mystic Heaven Realm, a rare wind attribute, and an Earth-rank martial skill. What was he supposed to do? Vajra protection. Wu Di was of the metal attribute. His body was wrapped in a powerful golden light. And then, his figure was sent flying dozens of meters away, before he fell outside of the arena. Everyone. What the hell? What the hell? Wu Di was instantly defeated. He's invincible. He can't even beat a little lolis. How can he be Wu Di? You think you can beat her? That little lolis is in the Mystic Heaven Realm, and she's using an Earth-rank martial skill with the wind attribute. Even if Wu Di's cultivation level is higher than hers, he still can't beat her. His metal elemental strength and defense were strong, but he couldn't touch the little loli. Moreover, the little loli didn't even need to defeat Wu Di. She only needed to rely on the powerful wind to blow him off the stage to win. How domineering. That little lolis is actually a Mystic Heaven Realm expert. Everyone was dumbfounded. That was it. He was knocked off the stage in one move. Wu Di got up from the ground. The wind attribute's attack wasn't too strong. Even though it was an Earth-rank martial skill, Wu Di didn't get hurt because of the metal attribute. However, when he got up, he realized that he had been knocked off the stage. Arena number 3, Miao Xiaomiao wins. Zhang Nan was stunned for a moment. Then, cheers came from the arena. Beautiful young ladies naturally attracted a lot of attention. Even if they didn't know each other, it was obvious that Miao Xiaomiao was one of them. Miao Xiaomiao's appearance had left a deep impression on everyone. Wu Di was defeated just like that. Miao Xiaomiao calmly walked off the stage. She was different from the other little lolas. She was more arrogant and mature. This kind of battle wasn't enough for her. This little girl is quite strong. As long as she's strong enough, and has a large enough area, she can use the wind to blow her opponent off the stage. She's smart. She doesn't need to fight hard either. I didn't know the wind attribute could be so useful. Lin Xian smiled. She's so strong. Wang Xintong's mouth opened slightly. So, what do you think your chances of winning are? Lin Xian asked with a smile. Wang Xintong shook her head. I don't think so. Chapter 450. Wang Xintong's growth was indeed very fast. But to be honest, she was still a little lacking compared to the young Miao Xiaomiao. Moreover, Miao Xiaomiao had the fire attribute, and the grade of her martial arts was definitely higher than Wang Xintong's. Her actual combat ability was naturally higher as well. If the two of them were to meet, Lin Xian also thought that Wang Xintong had no chance of winning, at least not now. Miao Xiaomiao then walked to Lin Xian's side and sat down. Don't you have anything you want to say? Lin Xian asked with a smile. I can't even last one round. Lin Xian. Ha ha ha. He was about to laugh. This girl was really interesting. Let's see if you can still say something like that when you're beaten up. You're the one who's going to be beaten up. Miao Xiaomiao wrinkled her nose cutely. But you're really strong. How did you cultivate? Wang Xintong's little head came over and asked humbly. I didn't cultivate much. Miao Xiaomiao was a little embarrassed to talk to a girl. Then why are you so strong? Wang Xintong was a little obsessed now. She just wanted to know everything that could make her stronger. I learned from Grandpa when I was young, Miao Xiaomiao said. Oh. Wang Xintong didn't know what to do about this. She had only just started learning. Actually, there was another reason why Miao Xiaomiao's combat ability was so high. It was very simple. She often went on missions with the Wind Mercenary Group, and often wandered between life and death. Just like Ling Ying and Han Chuxue. Lin Xian could say without exaggeration that Miao Xiaomiao would not be weaker than the two of them in the future. The competition continued, and there were only a few people who caught Lin Xian's attention. Zhang Tian and Chen Cheng were done. After that, Lin Xian saw a few stronger warriors, but Lin Xian didn't care much about them. Other than Ling Ying and Han Chuxue, only Qin Xiaotian and Chen Cheng could pose a threat to him. But they shouldn't be a problem. F***ck. Lin Xian was dumbfounded when he saw the two contestants from number 20 enter the arena. Ling Ying and Han Chuxue. The two of them were opponents. With such a small chance they could get a share? They were invincible. Luckily, there was a revival competition, or they would be embarrassed. Ling Ying. Ling. Han Chuxue. Han Chuxue. The two twos and twos to the three academies. The Lin Shui and Lin Shui. Where was and S ants and the other. To the other academies to the point. To them to S and S. To tus and lenses to be to A's and the to the S. And the to the students, the to say, thus of course of. They it. They were helpless being knowing they twos and S to be expected to, S. Are they going to have a good fight? Lin Xian rubbed his chin and looked at the two in the arena. They were best friends, but they were also rivals. They worked hard for each other. Whoever slacked off would be overtaken by the other. Both of them were like that. Hence, they often PK each other. Both of them had their share of wins and losses. Such an occasion was indeed suitable for them to have a good fight. Lin Xian thought so too. Everyone was looking forward to it. F***ck. The battle between the two beauties of Tianhua City. This was too awesome. Even if it was a fight, it would be as beautiful as a painting. Xiao Runing was originally on the judging panel. But in fact, It was more of a change of location to watch the martial arts competition. It didn't matter if she was there or not. So now Xiao Runing was accompanying Linya to watch the martial arts competition. The two of them met. Xiao Runing smiled. She did not panic, because she knew there was a revival competition. Hence, it did not matter who was eliminated. I heard from Xiao Xian that they are very strong, Linya said. Have you never seen them fight before? Linya shook her head. Never. Then you have to watch carefully today, especially Lin Xian. Maybe he will make your eyes light up. Xiao Runing smiled. I have never seen Xiao Xian fight before. At most, he would use his fists and kicks. To be honest, Linya was very excited. Xiao Runing smiled and said, You will be able to see it, but it may not necessarily be wonderful. If he can fight with a relatively powerful martial artist, then it will be wonderful to watch. But if he is not strong, then it will not be good to watch. After all, the warriors who have advanced will only have to fight 2 rounds. The real top 10 will be decided tomorrow. The competition is just a country. It is not that important, so it will not be exciting. On the other side, Ling Longshui, Bing Lingyue, and Ling Longyue were sitting in a corner wearing caps. They had nothing to do. This was about Lin Xian's competition. It did not matter if they came to watch. Sister, let's go eat good food and go shopping. What's so interesting about watching a group of ants fight? Ling Longyue said. That's right. She was the only one who did not want to come. Let's eat after watching. Ling Longshui's beautiful eyes saw Lin Xian, who was a few hundred meters away. With her eyesight, it was too easy for her to see Lin Xian clearly. Then, she saw Lin Xian playing with a beautiful little girl beside him. He was laughing happily. She was a little unhappy for no reason. She did not even care about her own emotions. Ling Longyue munched on a big apple. Bastard Lin Xian, hooligan Lin Xian. She mumbled as she ate. It seemed like she had a lot of opinions about Lin Xian. She felt that Ling Longshui was here for Lin Xian. If it was not for Lin Xian, she would not have come. Ling Long look. Bing Lingyue saw something and said. Ling Longshui then saw Linya in the crowd a few hundred meters away. She wanted to go over, but she thought about it and decided not to. Everyone's attention was now on Ling Ying and Han Chuxue. Ling Longshui and the others knew her. After all, she was a guest at Ling Ying's house not long ago. Let the battle begin. Following Zhang Nan's order, the 2 people in the other arena had already started fighting. Ling Ying and Han Chuxue had not moved. Thinking about it, the other 2 martial artists were a little pitiful. Basically, no one was paying attention to them. Even if they had already started fighting, not many people were watching. Regardless of gender, everyone's attention was on Han Chuxue and Bing Lingyue. They were afraid that they would miss a second of the exciting scene. Then, the 2 of them walked towards each other. Both of them raised their hands. It's time. It's time. Everyone was looking forward to it. Rock, paper, scissors. Kacha. When they saw the situation on the screen, their hearts were all broken. They wanted to see the scene of the 2 goddesses fighting. Then the 2 of them actually decided to use rock, paper, scissors to decide the winner? Ling Ying waved the stone in her hand and revealed a smile. Then, Han Chuxue silently walked down from the martial stage. Chapter 451. Seeing this scene, Lin Xian was also stunned. F***ck. These 2 people must be Ling Ying's idea. Lin Xian couldn't help but laugh. However, it was reasonable for them to not fight. First of all, it was very difficult for the 2 of them to achieve a result. Second of all, even if they fought, many people might see some of their moves or something. That wouldn't be good, so they might as well not fight. Moreover, there wasn't much meaning to it. They had plenty of opportunities to fight. Ling Ying wins. Zhang Nan was also stunned for a moment before she said. This was the first time she saw 2 people casually decide the winner, with rock, paper, scissors, on a stage like the Sky Martial Assembly. There was no one else who would do this. However, she could guess what was going on. It wasn't a secret that the 2 of them were friends. At the same time, the 3 major factions had also tried to recruit them. However, they had all rejected them. Ling Ying also walked down. The list of people who advanced to the next round had already been recorded in the data. There wouldn't be any mistakes. After about 3 minutes, the other stage's battle had also ended. Next, let's invite number 39 and number 40 to the stage. I'm going. Lin Xian then walked to the stage. Good luck, Wang Xintong said charmingly. I finished it in one move. Miao Xiaomiao reminded Lin Xian. She even said that she shouldn't be beaten up. She had finished her battle in one move. Lin Xian smiled, and then walked up. When Lin Xian went up, the people from class 10 and 5 shouted his name. Yi, Lin Xian is going up. Lu Yufan excitedly grabbed Yi's arm. Yi also looked at Lin Xian, and then nodded slightly. Your little Xian is going up. Let me see his opponent. Xiao Runing looked at the list of opponents on the big screen. Chuncheng. Is he very strong? Linya asked. Xiao Runing nodded her head. Very powerful. The 3 academies all have their strongest students. And he is one of the strongest students from the Star Academy. Strange. Why didn't that little girl from the Star Academy participate? Xiao Runing finally noticed this. Linya looked at the stage nervously. If Xiao Runing said that he was very powerful, then he must be really powerful. F*CK. This match is going to be interesting. Lin Xian, the most famous martial artist recently. Chen Cheng, one of the leaders of the Heavenly Star Academy. His strength is on par with Qin Shaotian, Zhang Tian, and even Han Chuxue. This match should be the most interesting one so far. Go Lin Xian. Chen Cheng, we love you. When these 2 people went up, one could imagine how much attention everyone was paying to them. The match between Ling Ying and Han Chuxue should have been the most eye-catching. Who knew that they would use rock paper scissors to decide the winner? But Lin Xian and Chen Cheng couldn't possibly use the same method to decide the winner, right? Lin Xian looked at Chen Cheng, who was walking towards him. Mysterious Heaven Realm 5 stars. He was Mysterious Heaven Realm 3 stars. He was about to reach 4 stars. The difference of 2 stars was actually nothing to Lin Xian. Ling Longshui looked at Lin Xian with her beautiful eyes. One is Mysterious Heaven Realm 3 stars. The other is Mysterious Heaven Realm 5 stars. He can't win. Ling Longhua snorted. Don't forget that Lin Xian has the space attribute. Bing Linghua said with a smile. I know, I'm just saying. Ling Longhua pouted her lips. We meet again. Chen Qing looked at Lin Xian and sneered. Yeah, young Master Chen and I are quite fated. It's fate. Why? Do you want to have a good fight or what? It doesn't matter if you lose. Anyway, there's still the revival round. At least you can make it to the next round, right? Chen Qing said. Lin Xian shrugged. Whatever. He was right. Because of the revival round, experts weren't afraid of losing. Even if they lost, they could still fight their way out of the revival round. As long as they advanced, they didn't need to care about the ranking. The ranking in the Sky Beast Forest was the real deciding factor. Now, let the fight begin, Zhang Nan said. Come. Chen Cheng gripped the sword on his collar and charged at Lin Xian. Lin Xian smirked. Space jump. Shwa. In the next moment, Chen Cheng's figure disappeared in front of him and appeared outside the arena. Everyone. Outside the arena, Chen Cheng was also dumbfounded. Logically speaking, his realm was 2 stars higher than Lin Xian. Even if Lin Xian used space jump, it shouldn't have been effective. However, because Chen Cheng was so relaxed, he didn't care if he won or lost. Even if he lost, he could still fight his way out of the revival round. Therefore, he didn't have much vigilance or reaction. He didn't even release much energy. Before he could react, the space jump was used on him, and he was teleported out of the arena. Lin Xian wins. Zhang Nan secretly touched his forehead and said, This, everyone looked at each other. That's it. That's it. I'll beat your mother. Chen Cheng scolded outside the arena. Damn it. How could there be such a competition? Space attribute is amazing, right? If he used his full power, this space attribute wouldn't have much effect on him. But he didn't use it. He thought that Lin Xian wanted to have a good fight with him. Who knew that Lin Xian would use such a move? F*CK your mother. What kind of fight is this? I'm sorry, I'm a little tired. So I want to get off the stage and have a good rest. I'll have to trouble young Master Chen to participate in the revival match when the time comes. Lin Xian grinned at Chen Cheng, who was off the stage. You're awesome, okay? Chen Cheng walked away in a huff. Damn it. He can do whatever he wants with the space attribute. Chen Cheng's realm isn't as high as Lin Xian's. Or is the space attribute so abnormal that it can instantly teleport people with higher realms away? Why do I feel like I should cancel the space attribute? It's too damn disgusting. Fight you. Can't you fight like a man? Fight. These people were extremely dissatisfied with Lin Xian. Effed. Xiao Runing couldn't help but laugh when she saw this scene. How did he do it? Lin Ye was confused by the battle and couldn't understand anything. Lin Xian's space attribute teleported him off the stage, so Chen Cheng lost. I thought of many scenarios, but I didn't think of this. What a strange genius. Xiao Runing couldn't help but laugh. Perhaps this was the real Lin Xian. His thoughts were something that you simply couldn't keep up with. Then, Lin Xian walked down the stage under the unhappy gazes of the audience. This is the person you were talking about? An old man beside Qin Feng chuckled as he stroked his beard and asked. Qin Feng nodded. Yes, he's a ghost genius. This kid isn't simple. He's not simple. These days, there's no shortage of strong people. What we lack are ghost geniuses like him. Do you have any ideas? Qin Feng said helplessly. He doesn't like to join other factions. I've already tried to recruit him, but it's useless. Chapter 452. Lin Xian, on the other hand, happily walked to his seat and sat down. How is it? I also use one move. Lin Xian raised his eyebrows at Miao Xiaomiao. You're shameless. Miao Xiaomiao pouted. How am I shameless? Miao Xiaomiao said. Using the space attribute to directly send him out is too shameless. Damn. Your wind attribute blowing him out is also attribute power. My space attribute also uses attribute power to send him out. Tell me, how am I shameless? Miao Xiaomiao. It seems like that's the case. Don't be nervous. Lin Xian patted Wang Xintong's shoulder and said. I'm not, Wang Xintong said in a small voice. Then don't keep your hands clutching your clothes. Lin Xian laughed. Wang Xintong's face turned red. She had never experienced any PK before, let alone fighting in front of so many people. Moreover, it was her turn soon, so she was definitely nervous. I'll do my best, Lin Xian said. As long as your luck isn't bad, it'll be fine. Plus, you didn't train for nothing. NN. Immediately after, a group of girls shrieked. Lin Xian then saw Qin Xiaotian walking towards the sparring arena. This Qin Xiaotian is quite famous. Lin Xian rubbed his chin. Qin Xiaotian could be considered one of the most famous people among the younger generation in Tianhua City. Naturally, he would obtain the adoration of countless girls. When he went on stage, there would definitely be screams from these girls who adored him. I'd like to see if you can still be like this when your fake mask is revealed. About 10 seconds later, the fight ended. Qin Xiaotian's opponent was a cultivator who hadn't even reached the profound heaven realm. Qin Xiaotian's cold energy had rendered him immobile. Naturally, he had lost the ability to fight. Qin Xiaotian then swaggered off amidst the screams of the crowd. This Qin Xiaotian is quite strong, Miao Xiaomiao said. Yes, he is. Otherwise, he wouldn't be so famous in Tianhua City. Lin Xian shrugged and said. As for the grudge between Lin Xian and Qin Xiaotian, Miao Xiaomiao didn't know. Lin Xian and Wang Qianqian didn't tell her, let alone her. Ling Ying and even Lin Ye didn't know. How confident are you if you fight him? Miao Xiaomiao looked at Lin Xian and asked. I don't know, because I don't know his true strength. Lin Xian shrugged. However, Sister Ling Ying and the others are also very powerful. If the Sky Martial Assembly was like before, the top 10 would be decided through 1v1, and then the top 10 would compete with each other. That way, it would be very interesting to watch, and we would also be able to see the level of each person's strength. However, if it was changed to this way, it would be fine. Everyone has their own advantages. The former is more direct and can be recognized by others. As for the latter, we've already competed. No one knows what happened and only knows the ranking. Why should we care about other people's opinions? It's fine as long as we are in the top 10. Lin Xian said. After about 15 minutes, Wang Xintong went up. Lin Xian looked at the big screen. Wang Xintong's opponent was also a girl called Zhang Meng. She was a girl from the Sky Sun Academy. As for whether she was strong or not, Lin Xian didn't know. Wang Xintong and the girl each held a sword and faced each other. Wang Xintong, I've never heard of your name in the Sky Martial Court's advanced class. But why do you say you're from the Sky Martial Court? Zhang Meng looked at Wang Xintong and asked. She was a little jealous. Why was this girl so beautiful? I'm from the intermediate class. Zhang Meng couldn't help but laugh. Is there no one else in the Sky Martial Court? Even the intermediate class is participating in the Sky Martial Assembly? What a joke. Wang Xintong didn't say anything. She held her sword and looked in a familiar direction. She saw Lin Xian give her a thumbs up. Then, she took a deep breath, and her expression turned serious. She couldn't lose. She couldn't lose to herself, Lin Xian, and she couldn't embarrass her brother. She had to prove herself. Then I'll finish you in one move. Whoosh! After saying that, Zhang Meng held her light sword and charged at Wang Xintong. She thought that since Wang Xintong was in the intermediate class, she would at most be at the 3rd or 4th star of the arcane body realm. She was at the 1st star of the arcane heaven realm, so she could easily defeat Wang Xintong without even using her elemental power. When the two swords collided and their powers collided, she realized that she was wrong. Was she really a member of the intermediate class? How could an intermediate class member have the strength of the arcane heaven realm? Zhang Meng quickly distanced herself. What a cunning person. She clearly has the strength of the arcane heaven realm, but she said she's from the intermediate class. I'm really from the intermediate class. Don't say any more. Take this. Shocking thunder. After saying that, lightning wrapped around her sword. She was of the lightning attribute. Whoosh! Following that, a bolt of lightning slashed at Wang Xintong. Wang Xintong was extremely serious. The power of this sword was very strong, but the range was not large. It was not like Lin Xian's 5 thunder celestial phenomenon, as long as she was fast enough. Whoosh! Wang Xintong suddenly dodged to the side. The lightning burned the corner of her clothes, but did not hurt her. Golden light burst. Suddenly a strong light flashed. Zhang Meng was hit by the strong light, and her eyes were stinging. In an instant, she panicked and waved the sword in her hand. Wang Xintong rushed over and stabbed her sword. Midway, Wang Xintong withdrew her sword because she would be injured if she stabbed her. Water ripple technique. A water dragon rushed at Zhang Meng, and her figure was directly pushed out of the arena. Lin Xian saw this scene and nodded slightly. She's still too kind. But if it's a competition, it's okay to be kind. I just hope that she won't be like this outside in the future. Lin Xian sighed. Wang Xintong's combat ability was not too strong, but it was not too weak either. However, she still had a disadvantage. She did not have many powerful martial skills. Lin Xian even knew that she did not have any earth-rank martial skills. It wasn't that Qin Feng didn't want to give it to her. He didn't have any. Although his position was high, martial skills belonged to the temple. He didn't have the qualifications to privately give powerful martial skills to Wang Xintong, unless he had his own. But he was of the lightning attribute. How could he collect water and light attribute martial skills? Qin Feng gave Wang Xintong a lot of normal profound ranked martial skills. But the difference between profound and earth-ranked martial skills was too great. Which expert did not have an earth-ranked martial skill? The power of an earth-ranked martial skill could make up for the difference of a few stars. Therefore, Lin Xian was really worried about Wang Xintong going to the Sky Demon Beast Forest in such a situation. However, Qin Feng had already applied for an earth-ranked martial skill for Wang Xintong. The excuse was very simple. Lin Xian's reward. Lin Xian had saved many people before, and he did not ask for the reward. Qin Feng used this reason to apply for a water and light attribute martial skill. He believed that it would not be long before the martial skill would be approved. At that time, Wang Xintong would also have a martial skill. Chapter 453. After finishing her battle, Wang Xintong's face was flushed red. She bowed and left the stage. She was really excited to win against a mysterious Heaven Realm cultivator in this kind of situation. However, Zhang Ming was a cultivator who only had a high level but not much combat power. She couldn't even react in time to avoid the power of Blink Eye. She even panicked when Blink Eye hit her. This wasn't something a mature cultivator should do. How is it? How do you feel? Lin Xian asked with a smile. My heart is still thumping, Wang Xintong said nervously as she placed her hand on her chest. Let me try. Then Lin Xian stretched out his hand, causing Wang Xintong's face to turn red. Stinky pervert, Miao Xiao Miao muttered to herself. He actually dared to tease another big sister in front of his little girlfriend. Ah. Lin Xian was only teasing her. He wouldn't touch her in front of so many people. After that, there wasn't anything else that Lin Xian had to pay special attention to. Those who were supposed to fight had all been fought. Not long after, the top 138 were all out. The other 138 cultivators who failed would still have to participate in the revival round. However, the revival round had to wait until 69 of the 138 had been eliminated. Soon after, the competition to advance from 138 to 69 began. After a day the competition ended. Everyone that Lin Xian knew had advanced. Wang Xintong, Miao Xiao Miao Lingying and the others. Han Chuxue, who had lost in the rock-paper-scissors game, also made it out of the revival round. All in all, this competition was very disappointing, because the most interesting part was the first few rounds. At that time, all the cultivators were evenly matched mysterious Heaven Realm cultivators. However, the competition ended now. After all the matches ended, everyone dispersed. Tomorrow was the second round. Tomorrow was the main event. But it was a pity that these people couldn't see it. They only knew which 79 people had advanced. Lin Xian and the others went to have dinner together that night. At this moment, a woman was standing in front of Qin Xiaotian, and Qin Xiaotian was actually very respectful to her. He was so respectful that he didn't even dare to breathe heavily. This woman was wearing a long red dress, and her face was covered with a veil. However, her skin was fair, and she was tall and slender. Her figure was the kind that could arouse people. Do you know how many experts our evil fiend Hall has lost because of you? The woman scolded Qin Xiaotian. Qin Xiaotian quickly lowered his head. Senior, no one expected something like this to happen. If it wasn't for your Qin clan's kindness, you would be dead by now. Yes. Qin Xiaotian nodded repeatedly and wiped the cold sweat on his forehead. He was not too clear about what kind of person this person was. He only knew that this woman was very strong and had an extremely high position in the evil divine palace. The reason why he was able to form a relationship with the evil divine palace was all because of her. Because of the Qin family, his father had unintentionally saved her life many years ago. Speak, what else do you want? The woman's back was facing Qin, shouting. I contacted the evil fiend Hall this time because I want to borrow a few more experts. The woman frowned. What for? Qin Xiaotian said. Tomorrow, there will be a second round of training in the Sky Demonic Beast Forest. It will last for a day, and I want to get rid of Lin Xian tomorrow night. As he spoke, his hands clenched tightly. Lin Xian had to be eliminated. And wasn't the Sky Demonic Beast Forest test an extremely good opportunity? With such a large forest, as long as the experts of the Evil Fiend Hall were allowed to enter and find Lin Xian, they could easily assassinate him. Sure, but there are two conditions. Please speak. The woman turned to look at Qin Xiaotian and said, Firstly, you need to join the Evil Fiend Hall and become one of my subordinates. I will give you absolute freedom, but sometimes you need to accompany me on some missions. Qin Xiaotian fell into hesitation. If he wanted to join the Evil Fiend Hall, he would have done so long ago. He always felt that he was different from those people in the Evil Fiend Hall. They were the real villains and he was not. Are you still hesitating? The woman sneered. Qin Xiaotian, how are you different from my Evil Fiend Hall? Why are you hesitating? Qin Xiaotian secretly clenched his fists when he heard her, gritted his teeth, and then raised his head. All right, I agree. But the prerequisite is that you have to help me kill Lin Xian. The woman laughed. All right. He was just a mysterious heaven realm cultivator. Even if he had the spatial attribute, how could he be so difficult to kill? However, Lin Xian's house was very strange. She did not even dare to send people over to investigate. Previously, Qin Xiaotian had sent 2 batches of people over, but there had been no news of them. Later on, she had even sent a law realm expert to secretly observe from afar, but there had also been no news of him. That place was very strange. She didn't dare to send people there anymore. However, if it was just a mysterious heaven realm kid, she could casually kill him, as long as she didn't go to that house. What's the second condition? Qin Xiaotian asked. The second condition isn't really a condition. It's that I repay the Qin family's favor. Do you agree? Qin Xiaotian nodded without hesitation. Of course. Senior's help has already repaid the Qin family's favor. Thank you. In that case, I'll send a few people to find you tonight. As for how to make a plan, you can do it yourself. Thank you, Senior. Then, the red figure disappeared before Qin Xiaotian's eyes. This was what made Qin Xiaotian afraid of her. He really didn't feel any special power. Space. Shadow. He didn't feel it. But she came and went without a trace like the wind. What realm did she have to be to do that? Law realm? It wasn't that he hadn't seen law realm cultivators before, and he was very clear about their strength. Of course, they could come and go without a trace, but they needed to release dark or spatial attribute power. However, he didn't feel any spiritual power fluctuations. This meant that the woman didn't release any attribute power and disappeared just like that. Qin Xiaotian sneered. Lin Xian, you were lucky and didn't die before. This time, no one will protect you in the Sky Demon Beast Forest. Let's see how you escape this time. Right now, Lin Xian was Qin Xiaotian's only inner demon, so he had to kill Lin Xian. As for Wang Qianqian, Qin Xiaotian didn't think much of it. Now, he suspected that Ling Ying should have heard about this matter from Wang Qianqian. But it was useless because there was no evidence. However, those who knew about this matter had to die. Lin Xian had to die, and so did Ling Ying. Although Qin Xiaotian couldn't bear to kill Ling Ying, he had to do so. This time, he had to get rid of Lin Xian and Ling Ying in the Sky Demon Beast Forest. With the evil fiend Hall's power, he could easily get rid of them as long as he found them. After all, the 2 of them were only at the mysterious heaven realm. Chapter 454. After all, Ling Longshui, Bing Lingyue, and Ling Longyue had all come. After that, they all went back to their own homes. The next morning, Lin Xian woke up even earlier than Ling Ying and Lin Ya. After helping them make breakfast, the 2 beauties left the room almost at the same time. Don't tell me you all woke up because of the fragrance. Lin Xian smiled and brought out the noodles. Yeah, my eyes haven't even opened yet, but my body couldn't help but walk out. Ling Ying walked out with messy hair and yawned. Lin Xian was used to Ling Ying's sleeping posture. When she woke up in the morning, it was normal for her hair to fly. In the past, Ling Ying would still care a lot. When she wasn't familiar with Lin Ya, she would always look beautiful in the morning. But after they got familiar, she completely let herself go. Have you washed up? Lin Xian rolled his eyes at Ling Ying. Heavens! How could this little girlfriend of his let herself go so freely? I forgot. I slept in a daze. Ling Ying then rushed into the bathroom in her room to wash up. I haven't either. Lin Ya said faintly. You are different. Little fairy. Even if you don't wash up, you are still beautiful. But Ling Ying is different. She doesn't wash up. Look at her hair. Lin Xian said helplessly. It's pretty good. Lin Ya didn't care about these things. Otherwise, she wouldn't have asked Ling Ying if Lin Xian was a good person, and if he was suitable to be her boyfriend. It must be because Lin Ya really liked Ling Ying that she asked. Oh right, I can't watch you today. Don't forget when you go to the beast domain. Safety is the most important thing. Lin Ya reminded Lin Xian. Lin Xian nodded. Don't worry, little fairy. I still have a beautiful little fairy in my house. I don't want anything to happen to you. Lin Ya blushed. What did he say? He still wanted to push her down. Go. Linya blushed and rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. Then she went to wash up. After breakfast, Lin Xian and Ling Ying left the house together. Before going to the Sky Beast Forest, 79 people were required to gather at the arena. Then they would go together. Time would start counting when they would officially enter the forest. In any case, there was a total of 24 hours inside. However, there were 79 people. The news of the second round being the Heavenly Demonic Beast Forest had already been spread out. Everyone was clear that it was their personal choice whether they wanted to go or not. There was no need to force them. If they couldn't gather at the martial arts arena at 8 o'clock in the morning, it was equivalent to giving up. Lin, big sister Ling Ying. When they arrived at the arena, everyone was already there. Miao Xiaomiao saw Lin Xian and greeted him. Lin Xian and Ling Ying walked over. Wang Xintong was at the side. A few guys seemed to be flirting with her. This made Lin Xian unhappy. As soon as he walked in front of Miao Xiaomiao, he walked towards Wang Xintong. Miao Xiaomiao pouted. She was unhappy, but there was nothing she could do. Han Chushue saw Ling Ying walking over and silently walked over. In the distance, Qin Xiaotian was chatting with a few people. When he saw Lin Xian walk in, his eyes flashed with killing intent. Then he disappeared. On the other side, Chun Chung also saw Lin Xian. He gritted his teeth in hatred. He already had a conflict with Lin Xian, but it wasn't too deep. Yesterday, he had been tricked by Lin Xian, which made him very angry. It was 2F*King annoying. This Lin Xian, even if they hadn't reached the point of killing each other, they were still enemies. He was thinking of a way to teach Lin Xian a lesson in the Sky Demon Beast Forest. Zhang Tian saw Lin Xian, but he didn't come over. He couldn't show that he knew Lin Xian in front of Qin Xiaotian, or that they were related in any way. Hey, what are you doing? Lin Xian walked over and said. The three guys turned around. Lin Xian was quite famous, so they naturally recognized him. What? Lin Xian, do you still care about what we do? One of the guys sneered. Oh, Sky Sun Academy. Lin Xian glanced at the three of them. What? Nothing. Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders and said. I just said stay away from my girlfriend, otherwise I won't be polite. Hearing Lin Xian's words, Wang Xintong's face turned red. Lin Xian actually said that she was his girlfriend in public. All this time, Wang Xintong thought that she was just Lin Xian's girlfriend. She never thought that Lin Xian would actually say that to her face. Although it was just a casual remark, she was still very touched. Your girlfriend? The three of them looked at each other. Nonsense. Didn't you see that we were sitting together yesterday? Lin Xian said. They really didn't pay attention. You say it's your girlfriend, so she's your girlfriend? Ha ha ha. Hearing this, Lin Xian couldn't help but laugh. F***CK. Do I need to prove it to you? Get lost. Interesting, are you a bar spirit? Lin Xian secretly shook his head. F***CK your mother. Lin Xian, don't think I'm afraid of you. I'm one of the top 10 martial artists in Sky Sun Academy. Slap. The sound of a slap traveled very far. Many people were chatting when they heard the sound of the slap. They all looked over and saw this scene. Hey. Ling Ying elbowed Han Chushue, and they also looked over. Interesting. A hero saving a beauty. Ling Ying crossed his arms and looked in front of him with interest. Wu Kai's face was ashen. How could he endure being slapped in front of so many people, especially when he was a man? Just when Wu Kai was about to be hit, Lin Xian suddenly pointed at him and shouted to the group of people behind him. Everyone look, this guy from Sky Sun Academy thinks that he's one of the top 10 martial artists in Sky Sun Academy and went to pick up girls. I already said that she's my girlfriend, but he still tried to pick her up. He even said that I have to prove it, and I have to prove it to him. Don't you think this kind of person is an idiot? Wu Kai stopped in his tracks. Under such circumstances, there were only two possibilities. First, he ignored the mockery and ridicule of those people, and disregarded his own reputation to fight Lin Xian. The second possibility was that he could only swallow the humiliation and give up. Wang Xintong's face turned even redder. Lin Xian actually said that she was his girlfriend in front of so many people. This Lin Xian is taking advantage of someone again. Girlfriend? She's probably another one he's trying to pick up. Ling Ying secretly shook his head. They all thought that Wang Xintong was not Lin Xian's girlfriend. Lin Xian only said that to stand up for himself. In fact, she really was his girlfriend. You, Lin Xian, don't pester me endlessly. When did I? Wu Kai tried to salvage the situation. I beg you to stop talking. Many people here know that Tong Tong and I are from the Sky Martial Court. Is it strange that she's my girlfriend? Don't tell me she knows you. Bah, lowly bastard hooligan. Why do I feel that these adjectives sound so strange coming from Lin Xian's mouth? Ling Ying could not help but comment. You're tuning in to the Earbook Haven YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.